हेलो हेलो हेलो। लेट्स गो आज आ गए हैं हम फिर एक नई चीज़ लेके। एज टाइटल से आपको पता चल ही रहा होगा, आज काफ़ी एक्साइटमेंट है एक चीज़ करने के लिए हमको। दैट इज़ सो एक एक नया पोकर शो आया है, दैट इज़ द सर्किट सीज़न 2। एक इस शो का सीज़न 2 आया है। एंड guess what our favorite buddy Azhar, मोहम्मद अजहर तक इज़ इन दैट पर्टिकुलर शो। तो आज हम क्या करने वाले हैं, हम रेल करने वाले हैं उसको हार्ड। एंड फुल चीयरिंग मोड ऑन, फुल चीयर लीडर मोड ऑन रहेगा हमारा। एक्साइटमेंट मैक्स लेवल पे होगी हमारी। एंड एक बार चेक कर लेते हैं कि हम एक्चुअली लाइव हैं या नहीं, क्योंकि ये भी एक इशू है जो पता नहीं चलता है। वन सेकेंड। आई थिंक yes, we are live. So guys, are you guys excited? Because मैं तो बहुत ज़्यादा एक्साइटेड हूँ भाई सर्किट सीज़न 2 के लिए। एक तो इतने सारे प्रोज की इन डेप्थ हैंड एनालिसिस मिलेगा, प्लस फुल ऑन बकचोदी मिलेगी। लाइक मतलब इनका बैंटर लेवल इज नेक्स्ट लेवल। तो मतलब उनकी कमराडरी जो दिखती है ऑन स्क्रीन, वो दैट इज़ टू मच फन टू वॉच। एंड पोकर एक्शन तो आपको पता ही है दैट इट्स ऑलवेज टू फन। तो द आइडिया ऑफ दिस स्ट्रीम आई थिंक टू फोल्ड्स रहेगा हमारा। एक तो कि हम हार्ड रेल करने वाले हैं अजहर को, एंड सेकेंडली हम VSS भी मोस्ट प्रोबेबली खेलेंगे। एंड देखते हैं उसमें कैसा रहता है हमारा। बट लेट्स स्टार्ट फर्स्ट। तो थोड़ा बैकग्राउंड दे देते हैं। दिस टूर्नामेंट हैपेंड इन वियतनाम, हनोई। एंड वन ऑफ द सीज़न 1 में वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट सम ऑफ द बिगेस्ट नेम्स इन पोकर वर देयर, एंड दिस इज़ होस्टेड बाय आदित्य वाधवानी। इफ आई एम नॉट, आदित्य तो है, वाधवानी है या मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली आई एम टेकिंग हिज नेम राइट। But yeah, pretty cool guy, pretty immaculate। and immaculate नहीं बोलेंगे, क्या बोलेंगे, क्या बोलते हैं उसे, जो वेरी प्रिसाइज टू हिज वर्ड्स एंड वैसे परफेक्ट, क्या बोलते हैं, आर्टिकुलेट यस, आर्टिकुलेट कमेंटेटर एज वेल एज स्ट्रीमर। तो उससे बेटर उसकी स्ट्रीमिंग सुनने में एक्चुअली बहुत फन, लाइक क्रेजी फन आता है। तो आई एम एक्साइटेड कि कैसे जाने वाला है, हाउ ही इज़ देयर टू होस्ट। एंड आज़िर के सीन्स तो हम देखने ही वाले हैं कि क्या करता है, व्हाट। एंड काफ़ी बैकग्राउंड स्टोरीज हैं मेरे पास उसके बारे में भी। तो यस, लेट्स स्टार्ट। फर्स्ट हम स्टार्ट कर लेते हैं। आई थिंक टू गेट अ फील ऑफ द शो एंड एवरीथिंग, इंट्रो रोल कर लेते हैं। एंड LFG हजार्डस इज समथिंग लाइक कि अजहर का नया ब्रांड स्टार्ट हो रहा है, विच इज़ कॉल्ड हजार्डस, जो काफ़ी कूल नेम है, पता नहीं किसने दिया है। बट या, तो yes, just railing him. Let's go.
Welcome back to Hanoi, Vietnam, and welcome to the Circuit Season 2, where the skill level is as high as the stakes.
One second. I get it. मुझे दोबारा करना पड़ेगा.
Poker is just more thrilling and
Welcome back to Hanoi, Vietnam, and welcome to the Circuit Season 2, where the skill level is as high as the stakes. We've brought together 14 of India's top players to test themselves in a gauntlet of poker events.
I'm very, very hungry. I want to go get my hands on that trophy.
Oh, Guindi.
well
Guindi.
played.
Azhar, yes, let's go.
Super pumped, very excited, looking forward to it. I'm like, wow.
काफी chill environment.
Yeah, really thrilled to be here again with this really talented bunch of poker players.
Circuit really brought out the competition in me. It's a great opportunity. I'm very excited, and this time I'm going to win it.
We've also brought in some fresh faces
Aditya
to
Wadhwan.
challenge
Ooh.
last season's
Oof,
champion
oof.
Lakshpal Singh. We've also
Oof,
brought in
oof,
some
oof.
fresh faces to challenge last season's
Oof, oof, oof. Look at this. Full attitude
champion Lakshpal
person.
Singh.
Well, I was
Production
very
quality
excited to
is
get invited to this one.
I saw the first season, it looked spectacular, and to be a part of the second is a great feeling at this point.
I was elated and I was very excited because I love these kind of competitive formats.
Poker is just more thrilling and more liberating. It is honestly an honor to be here.
They are fighting for 15 lakhs up top, 8 lakhs for second place, and third, 5 lakhs. Still one of
nice,
Asia's largest prize bubbles.
So last time I came, I saw, but I couldn't conquer. I fell short of one place. It's great to be back. Super excited.
It's all a lot to take in right now, but I'm quite excited to be back here.
Like,
So good to be back, man. I just love it. I loved it last time as well. This time it's even better.
Now I'm just staring at the door.
like जो हम ऐसे हमारा पोकर एरा था ना पुराना, लाइक द WSOP एरा, जब ऐसे पुराने पोकर वीडियोस देखते थे और डैनियल नेग्रानो, फिल आइवी एंड ऑल, उस टाइम की there was a certain level of tournament production quality that existed, and जिससे प्रॉपर लाइक बैंटर, कमेंटेटर्स बैंटर करते थे, एंड प्लेयर्स में बहुत कम बैंटर दिखाया जाता था, बट हेयर थ्रू दिस शो मतलब प्रॉपर फील आ रही है कि कैसे, कि हाउ लाइक जैसे जो कैश गेम्स होती थी, हाई स्टेक्स कैश गेम्स, वो वाली फील आ रही है एट दिस हाई ऑफ अ प्रोडक्शन क्वालिटी. तो कुडोज टू पोकरबाजी. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल टू गेट दिस आउट ओवर विथ uh, कि प्लीज़ पोकरबाजी ये कॉपीराइट मत करना, बिकॉज मुझे कोई मोनेटाइजेशन का शौक नहीं है इस वीडियो से. इट्स जस्ट फॉर फन, एंड आई होप you guys appreciate, and I give you all full credit that मैं आपका content use कर रहा हूँ, and this is all your copyrighted content. I'm just using for fun and just making a small reaction video out of it. So I hope you enjoy. Like I most likely urge people to just first go to their channel and watch the whole video, एंड उसके बाद ही यहाँ पे चिल करने, फन करने, अज़हर को रेल करने आना. तो आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू वन पर्टिकुलर पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट to watch along with me rather than just watching this tournament. Yeah, so let's go.
Can see it open, like I can see the light, I can see the finish line.
It feels amazing. I'm so happy to be back at Circuit 2.0. I took it down last time, so the pressure's on these guys, and I'm the man to beat.
When you come third, you feel happy. But when you come second, you feel sad. So I rather bust last or try to finish up top.
No pressure. Just excited to play.
I mean, my game plan is to go big or go home.
Let's go. सोडा गौरव सूद के बारे में बहुत सुना है. Sweet.
Right then, it is time for event 1. Keep the edge of your seats nice and warm because you're going to be there a long time. It is a no-limit Texas Hold'em Turbo event, but a bounty one. Keep in mind, throughout the season, we will feature 2 tables for each.
Oh, 2 tables. Where is Azhar? Azhar is just between Lakshpal and Jasween. Jasween is a very fun guy, तो काफ़ी fun to watch होगा, the banter and everything, and Azhar तो काफ़ी fun रहता ही है on the table. So, the second table में गोइंडी है, that I know. Gaurav Sood is someone I know, like not know, but know of. Navkiran Singh, the I think CEO of Bazi. Okay, okay.
Each event.
Fun.
We start, of course, with the first 7 players on Hold'em Table 1. Here's how the points work. The top 4 players will be getting positive points. The bottom 3 players will be getting negative points. First place takes home 80 points and dead last minus 20, and you want to avoid that. We saw how much of a factor it was in Season 1, the people adjusting to how the points go. They were quite tight last time. Let's see if they've loosened things up. So, let's get to the action. You guys know the magic words? Of course you do. Let's shuffle up and deal.
Let's shuffle up and
here we are.
deal.
Here's a look at table number 1. No fish to be found here. Only fearsome poker players, including
Fish
our
to
2 new
second
fresh
table pe
faces,
hai,
Pratibha
Azhar.
Arya and Zarvan Thamboli. Let's start with Zarvan. He was born to play this game. A self-taught pro from Mumbai who has never touched a poker solver and will laugh if you ask him about game theory optimal play. Yet he still manages to win at the highest levels of the game around the world year after year. While many players strive for balanced ranges, he takes a more holistic approach and has achieved something much harder. A balanced life. He's a family man, a globetrotter, and one hell of a poker player. Check out his socials if you want to know about the best poker and food scenes in the world. As a new entrant to the circuit and the newest PokerBazi team.
This is what I think Azhar is trying to do with his new venture, Hazardous. He's basically, I think, trying to tour you around the world through his lifestyle and everything, and show you how crazy that kind of
Team pro, Zarvan will feel the pressure to prove himself and come out guns blazing. His win everything mentality makes him super aggressive, and as a seasoned professional for a decade, he will be looking to take any edge he can get. Next up, we have the cash game specialist from Delhi, Pratibha Arya. She may be the first woman to enter the circuit, but she sees no role of gender in poker. Her game of choice is Pot Limit Omaha, the 4-card roller coaster that can humble even veterans of the game. But Pratibha is fearless and pounces on those too afraid to pull the trigger themselves. She took her school.
मुझे पता नहीं क्यों इसने बोट की क्यों घड़ी पहनी है भाई. These poker players earn shit ton. Like I feel ये बोट की है, पता नहीं, from some reason. Could be some high end shit, but पता नहीं.
Topper and computer engineer work ethic and applied it to becoming a PLO shark.
Oh, computer engineer, PLO shark. Damn.
And a full-time poker professional. Although she has won pots in cash games worth more than the top prize, she is entering the circuit with something else to prove. That she can adjust to the various formats and take on the best in the country.
And away we go. Welcome to Season 2 of the circuit. This is Bounty Table number 1. My name is Vidar Singhal and I will be calling the action along with my friend Adi Wadhwani. Mr. Wadhwani, welcome back. Here we are, Season 2.
Thank you, Vidar. Always a pleasure to be with you in the booth.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine as we commence the very first hand. King 9 suited being raised under the gun. 250 big blinds deep. Makes sense.
Bro, ऐसे डरा के call मत कर, bro. He's like, oh.
मैं 3-bet करेंगे सोच रहा था.
वही मैं भी सोच रहा था.
मैं बोला नहीं यार, रॉकी भैया है, UTG रेज है, रिस्पेक्ट.
Don't try cocky.
सोच रहा था. चल तूने बोला नहीं करता अभी करे अभी एक किया चल ब्रो बच गया तू.
The banter is in full swing. Goendy folding Queen Jack off. Surprising.
I think Rocky wanted it.
My brother is there. He'll take care.
Oh, and no defense from Pavan with the King 10 off.
1 pip low. 1 pip higher actually. 1 pip higher. 1 pip. Ask Pavan.
1 pip lower, says Pavan, meaning King Jack he would have called. And 10-9-8 is the flop. Abhishek Goendy would have flopped the nuts.
And look at that, he's all serious now, FOMO face.
Damn.
Yeah, we've all been there.
एक बार एनालाइज करते हैं. King 9 के पास है पेयर एंड हाई कार्ड. डूसेस को तो छोड़ देना चाहिए दूर दूर तक ये बोर्ड. प्रतिभा के पास भी काफ़ी अच्छा हैंड है. लाइक टॉप, लाइक ओपन एंडेड स्ट्रेट ड्रॉ विद द टॉप with a high card, like highest possible. So I think currently वही King 9 Ace Jack are similar deuces को तो भाग जाना चाहिए इस रेस से.
Pratibha takes a stab with the open ender and gets the job done.
Should have gone with it, bro. Rocky, only because of you. पूरा stack ले लेता और bounty भी ले लेता.
And that's convenient time for us to explain the bounty format that we got here new in season 2 of the circuit. Let me break it down for you.
Bounty format is the first one.
For every player that you eliminate here in event number 1, you will get 15 points per elimination. That could go a long way as you are trying to make the top 7 on the eventual leaderboard to make it to the finale. Bounty points are crucial.
There's a big difference between the bounty format and the normal MTTs because you get points for knocking out people.
The bounty aspect always makes you open up your ranges in general.
It's also the added value of busting like your friends, you know, it's super fun to just go for it.
Having a chip lead in a bounty tournament is crucial so you can knock out players and take their bounty points. Goindi has the advantage to begin.
I've also done a lot of that, bro. I'm sure all of us have.
Pawan Caesar.
Which was your your best avatar that you always won?
Popper.
They're also pop.
Some discussions about fancy dress competitions, I believe.
Yeah.
As what?
Onida.
Onida?
You
like
don't
the
know Onida?
TV brand?
Yeah, you don't know Onida the devil.
Top, best character.
Oh, I remember that, Addy. The Onida Devil Goindi went as.
I had the TV.
Onida.
I almost don't want to agree with that.
Okay.
It's
Next
Onida.
King 3 suited. Hijack.
7.
Goindi will obviously
We have
play
some action.
dealer, but then
Zarvan
has
opening
suited
mighty
ace,
loose.
obviously
King 3
it's
off
the
in the cutoff, getting frisky.
raise. Call. He called. That is.
Goindi will come along with the suited ace.
Big blind.
And Gaurav Queen 10 off in the big blind. Mr. Gaurav Sooth. First hand of Circuit Season 2. Defense.
And he just like combined, like jumbled up the letters and he was like, my brand's name is Onida.
No crazy actions.
This is a Noida joke only for sure. Only you will Noida joke.
And he was like, my brand's name is Onida. And he just like combined, like jumbled up the letters and he was like, my brand's name is Onida.
This is a Noida joke only for sure.
Acha, Onida, Noida is somehow related and oh damn, pata nahi. This is good.
Only you will believe all this.
Oh, never mind Pawan's
Damn
bad
bhai.
jokes. The flop is action-packed. Ace King 3. Bottom 2 pair for Zarvan. Kings up.
How will
Top pair for
Goindi-
Abhishek Goindi. The redraw to the nut flush draw in the form of the back door.
Kitna
And
pot bet,
Gaurav
guys?
drawing to the Broadway straight
एक
draw
second.
to the 2 pair for Zar.
2600 का pot था इसमें इसने 1100 bet किया. That means roughly just less 40% of the pot.
Form of the back door.
Okay.
And Gaurav drawing to the Broadway straight as well.
Goindi will obviously call and go anywhere.
Zarvan continuation bets. Perfect flop for him to do that. Unblocks the ace. Wants to get value.
Soothe raise or
Value he gets from Abhishek Goindi. And look at this. Gaurav is going to come along chasing the jack. We're so deep that it's actually profitable in terms of implied odds.
Bang! Abhishek Goindi jumps ahead there, picking up 2 pair with the 8 on the turn.
Higher 2 pair.
Oh, the
on
absolute
turn.
worst card for Zarvan, by the way. He can't put Abhishek Goindi on exactly ace 8, and other 2 pairs shouldn't really be possible that often.
Yeah, you play a hand as wild as King 3, being an exploitative live player, hoping to do this sort of thing. Very difficult when you get drawn out on like this. Let's see if he can put this together.
Yeah, he's reaching for chips. He's betting this for value. Completely understandable. If Goindi called, the front have a draw that includes flush draws. He should have aces. All of those hands will continue.
When he knows
Zarvan down to
ace to one is a
3%
close
equity,
bet.
mind you. That is
उस पे
rough.
Flush draw है या 2 pair है. Sets are also pretty rare.
Goindi makes the call there.
Now Goindi
Gaurav
knows he's
Sood no
trapping.
longer getting a good
Goindi
price
knows
to
that
chase
he's
the
trapping.
jack.
Ab ulta
Yeah, easy fold there for
Pehले
Gaurav. The
hesitant tha,
pot
but
has
now Goindi
ballooned
knows
up.
he's trapped.
14,000 in the
For
middle.
sure.
The Queen of Hearts, not exactly a brick, which is to say a meaningless card, but apart from Ace Queen, I don't see how Goendy improves with this card too often, and Zarvan checks to him.
And now Goendy will take
And Goendy goes with the value bet, and it's a big one, 17,000 into the 14,000 pot. Huge decision early on for Zarvan Tamboli.
Shit.
I really like that from Goendy, taking the larger sizing, and Zarvan now using one of his time banks to think.
Time bank? I thought he folded. He just pushed in a time bank.
With the diamond flush not coming in, Abhishek is saying either I have a missed flush draw or I have a monster holding. In this case, it is the latter. Ace 8, aces up, 2 pairs, just so strong. Zarvan lets it go. What a fold.
See it on the episode, bro. That's all I'm going to tell everyone.
Goendy, I think, won't make that kind of
Queen. Chance ही नहीं है. I'll give you anything.
Okay. Flip those cards, please.
This? Yeah. King Queen. King 3.
King 3.
Wow.
The look on his face. Not the craziest thing.
Call क्यों नहीं किया bro तूने? Call क्यों नहीं किया भाई? I was begging a call from at least a King 3.
Seen in his illustrious career though, one of India's most prominent poker ambassadors. He's fantastic at all formats of the game, be it cash or tourneys, online.
Ek second, I'll just pause this one for a sec because I think if we don't get into the tournament now, then it'll be too late. So give me a sec. I'll just get the tournament up and running for you as well. Okay. One second. क्या चल रहा है? Display application. This window. नहीं ये नहीं है. Where is it? Where is it, guys? मैंने थोड़ा तो हक दिया है. Give me a second. यार कहाँ है? फिर से करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. This is challenging. Window capture. This should be it. Yes, sir. We are just okay, just underway with the game. Let's lock it down. सही लग रहा है? Good. Let's go. Okay, so I have this here.
Online or live, Hold'em or PLO. He's a PokerBazi team pro who has been racking up titles worldwide for well over a decade. He runs Poker Bootcamp India, one of the country's best coaching academies in Goa. He leads the NPS camp to prepare competitors for the National Poker Series, and somehow he still finds the time to work actively on his mind, body and soul. But there's only one accolade on his mind this year, becoming the circuit champion. He will be looking for redemption from Season 1, where he failed to make it to the finale. But it's unlikely he will change anything about his play. After all, he takes inspiration from Kobe Bryant. actively encouraging his students not to focus on the results, but to believe in themselves and trust the process.
Abhishek Goendy, simply one of the country's best, but in this
table
case,
is
surrounded
okay,
by the
but
rest of the
I
country's
really want to
best.
see the Azhar wali table. Either we skip
Opens
to it
pocket
or
sevens under the gun.
we just enjoy this one as well.
Chiggy seems to bite.
Mining
Jack
is
10
not that
suited, why
bad.
not? Pretty looking
Set
holding
mining.
can get you into trouble, can't it, Addy?
Ooh, Goendy also has sevens and we also have sevens. That is interesting. So we can. Oh, we hit.
I don't want to talk about it, Vidhu. I have PTSD.
We all do, my friend. These suited connectors can be dangerous. It's also why Chirag just flat calls, wants to see a cheap flop.
I think we should bet big. At least half.
And the suited ace for Ashish, the small blind is the trickiest position to play in poker. He's going to flat call as well. Try to hit some diamonds.
Come on, the boys.
If this flop also hits 7.
Zavan comes along, getting the big blind discount with his rags as we head to a flop, 4-way.
Ooh, and what a flop for, well, everyone there.
Ooh, 7
Set
on the
for
flop.
going.
Wow, baby.
Chiggy's got the top pair with the gut shot to the straight flush draw. Ashi's got the nut flush draw.
9, 10 and
Zarvan's
nut
actually
camp,
got the
but
top
he'll
pair
have
as
to
well.
bet it.
Yikes.
Oh my goodness, this is what I call a movie flop. Something for everyone. And Abhishek Goendy, pre-flop aggressor, is coming out firing 2200 into 3 other players. Is going to look strong on this board.
But
Chiggy probably licking his chops inside.
Yeah, just a flat call. It's the kind of hand where you actually want to invite other players in with holdings such as single pairs, maybe even 2 pairs. When you hit your flush or maybe even straight flush, you can get paid. Little does he know, Ashish Ahuja lurking behind him with the nut flush draw. A diamond would be absolute disaster for Chiggy.
Excellent fold from Zarvan as well.
Way too much action behind him. And the diamond does come in. It's the 5 of diamonds. This
first hand. Let's take a moment to soak this in. What just happened? Goendy has a set. We have a set. We convert this. Goendy clearly अभी तक तो नहीं लग रहा because आशीष आहूजा का nut flush आ चुका है. And nut flush with the redraw to a straight flush. Damn, this is crazy. Oh, and Chirag also has a flush. This hand is
straight
crazy.
flush draw. Now the only out for Chirag Soda.
But Goendy has
Abhishek
outs.
Goendy has been
Goendy-
outdrawn as well. His set now drawing to 21%.
Goendy को
Needs the
pair
board to
चाहिए
pair.
ताकि full house आ जाए. Crazy.
And Ashish checks his nutter butters.
Craziness is happening.
And Abhishek smartly checks as well. Goendy has to know that somebody could have hit the flush. And a shocking check by Chirag in position. And the board does pair. What in the world is going on in this hand?
I'm so glad I'm not playing on this table right now.
Board. Go. Sevens win. Sevens win here as well. That is insane.
And Ashish is betting his nut flush now. He is out of position. He wants to extract value. There will be none to be had because it's Goendy sitting there with the check mark. Has a full house. And mind you, Chirag sitting there with a flush that he sneakily checked on the turn.
Everyone's under-repped their hand. This is incredible, actually.
How will Goendy raise?
Oh, not
here?
anymore. Goendy's popped it right up. That's got to send alarm bells around the table.
Absolutely, especially for Ashish, because after all, he's the one with the nut flush. So what is Goendy raising for value that doesn't beat a nut flush?
I know Chiggy's face there. That's the how did this hand go wrong?
Yeah, I just don't see how Chiggy doesn't pay off at least this bet. I mean, he underwrapped his hand on the turn as he lets his hand go. What a fold. Losing the absolute minimum somehow. Action back on Ashish with the
How
goods.
will Ashish fold
Just
this
not
hand
as
is
good enough
just-
as his opponents.
This is the circuit,
beyond.
folks. This is not your average home game.
This hand is lost.
These guys
Queen deuces.
are level on level of
Shit on this.
excellent. It's incredible to watch, actually.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm in a home game, I'm just snapping this
एक
off.
भी
You
पैसा
just
नहीं
sigh,
लगाना चाहिए मुझे इस board
curse
पे.
the poker
Until
gods. I mean, you
unless
have the
यहाँ
nut
पे मैं
flush.
बस
Every once in a while, maybe
just
Goindi has a
bare
worse hand
minimum
he's raising.
blocker
You know,
bet
the
कर
king
दूंगा
high
ताकि
flush
अगर raise पे
perhaps.
fold कर दूंगा.
But it does look like he has a board. Can Ashish sniff this one out?
I mean, he bet really
Wow,
big
man,
into so many
wow.
people earlier. I think that might be something going through his mind.
Certainly pocket jacks possible in Goindi's range. Pocket sevens, obviously. And he's holding his cards. Addy, he has folded the nut flush.
Class.
मैं ना कर
Absolute
पाता.
class
मैं
there from Rocky.
suited नहीं fold कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पे. I'm just
No
with the
way.
X-ray.
Oh my
पता नहीं.
god.
Because I'm so much
Oh my god.
so much in it.
If you bet on the turn, Goindi would have won a massive pot.
He just snapped with this. I mean, literally, I put in my bed, and within a few minutes, like within a few seconds, like Goindi was like with more chips, and I just felt good. Like I know this can never be a bluff ever, because initially he bet huge on flop into 3 different opponents.
तो उसकी रीड सिर्फ यही थी that उसने टाइम इतना कम लिया. That is insane. मतलब that's how well they know each other.
He's just craving strength, and now he's just. I knew it when the moment the board paid up. I knew I'm beat, but I still have to like take value, like just in case he had a hand like king queen diamond in the spot. So like I have to take value from that hand. So like I just bet, and when he raised, it's just a bluff catcher. It's nothing anymore. So I opted to like fold.
These are the kind of moves that make these players world class. I mean, Addy, I still can't get over that fold. Just so good.
Well, Vidar, what do you get when you take an old school pro who came up grinding cash games and you give him new age strategies from the best coaches in the country? You get Ashish Rocky Ahuja, an absolute theoretical beast who sees poker for what it truly is, a game that gives you what you put into it. On the surface, he seems like a happy-go-lucky guy from Chandigarh, but on the felts, he will find bluffs you've never dreamed of. He started learning poker 15 years ago and has achieved every title imaginable, including final tabling at the World Series of Poker. He is returning to the second season of the circuit after a disappointing season 1, but it was not for a lack of trying. He went out swinging in every event. Called Rocky because it's his favorite movie character, Ashish lives up to his idol, never backing away from a fight.
Is he inspired from
me?
Daniel Negreanu because उसका भी
Actually,
Rocky
8x also है, maybe.
काफी as in favorite.
8x also.
Min loss हो गया bro. Actually, क्या बचा हो? Unreal.
Sick.
Wait, you were sure you was gonna call it the turn?
No,
I think he would have pretty much anyway.
Thought I'll play it a little trappy, really, nothing else.
Cheeky explaining his thought process in terms of how he managed to lose only one street of value on that absolute cooler setup of a hand. Avoiding disaster. Meanwhile, back to the action. Gaurav Sood has raised it up. Ace Jack suited, UTG +1. Pretty fair. And Pawan is going to 3-bet with King 10 suited from the cutoff.
Also fair.
If Pawan is doing it, it's theoretically correct. That's how it usually works.
Experience speaks for itself.
Bad fold?
How can you be a bad fold, bro? It's a great. It's so obvious what my hand is. I had no other play there also. My hand is so face up. I hated it. I was like, fuck, my hand is so face up.
Jacks, right?
Face up बोल के jacks बोल रहे हैं. नहीं, jacks नहीं था.
Pocket seven.
Seven.
There we go. Now the table knows. Goindi had pocket sevens.
I had no other option. I knew one of you had a flush, but I didn't think both of you all had a flush. If I knew both of you all had a flush, I should have just flatted.
Yeah, more money.
Yeah.
I got lucky not betting the turn.
What do you fold?
Yeah. I was like,
The full band is चल रहा है.
I should have just flatted if I knew he had a flush. Because I knew he's not calling, but I still have to raise. When you check the turn, I'm like, okay, you probably have some ace jack.
I think if you flat, I also have to flat only.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I didn't think you were going to overcall once I called. So I was like, the only other way is like to raise.
Yeah.
And I knew he's not going to, but I have to raise. No sizing you're calling, no? Min raise also.
Yeah, 3-way में तू कर रहा है. I can't see a bluff there. Like if you're absolute sicko to have.
You don't think so? No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
Now you'll have to bluff that one.
To convert your jack into a bluff, they obviously you can convert
And in the background, Pavan Bansal takes it down.
But you know, it's still more viable to do it in heads up. Like three-way, like you never know, like he's starting a set behind, right?
Yeah.
On that board, he has 7s, 8s also, right? So like
Easy. 8 come hai, but 7 zyada hai. 8 aa gaya na river pe.
Addy, I love this. I love being able to listen to their thought process. This is what it's all about. It's like a free education.
If he bets and he raises on the turn, then you fold.
Yeah. I was just hoping that action doesn't go that way, bro. But I had to play. I mean, I have no other way to play my hand.
I was just thinking.
I think we still probably.
I don't bet turn ever.
Like,
you don't bet.
When are we seeing the second table, guys? When?
Like someone could have like straight flush. He could have straight flush also actually. Like it's a very small consideration, but
also I have bottom set. Bro. If I had eights, I might probably have still called. 7s are tougher.
And this is what I've noticed being around the circuit. These guys will take a hand or a spot and discuss it till the next day. This is what makes them top elite poker players, digging into the theory, the potentialities, right now discussing hypothetical ways the hand could have gone, the game tree, as we sometimes call it. Very fascinating.
I don't know how I lost that hand after seeing that flop.
But you actually didn't lose any chips.
Actually, nut flush also you should raise only, like on the river. Yeah. He doesn't have really any boats.
Pavan has found the error.
Very few boats. Like maybe.
7 dates couldn't get a flat. 7 dates flat.
Bro, once action goes big bet on the flop and call, like now you should really raise, no?
Yeah.
Now you should really raise.
On that dynamic board, not really.
Uh-oh, Gaurav Sood is involved.
It's not like... and it's
disagreeing about whether sets would raise on the flop.
How they bet B70 on the flop by the pre-flop aggressor. No.
I want to
You're
be
always isolating versus
part of that
better hand.
Like be able to.
Okay, if you're in Goindi's shoes, say you see bet like aces there. If you do you call that, like call, and after that he raises like 3.5?
Chiggy even has so many draws.
That is why I'm saying like that board is such that most turns you're just very uncomfortable putting in any more money.
Let me break down what the point of contention here is, Addy.
Okay,
Gaurav thinks that if you have a strong hand in Ashish's shoes, on that dynamic flop we had in the previous hand, do you want to raise and price out people who are drawing, or do you want to call? It's a big decision in poker always, isn't it? Continue to keep the weak hands in or risk getting drawn out on?
Absolutely. I tend to lean towards who I'm playing against to pick a lane.
Eights have a surely raise.
The jacks I never have. So sevens, yeah.
How will he balance like some of his semi-bluffs? He's supposed to have raises also, no, in that spot. Like,
I think it's very few raises anyway. It's like
very few.
And Zarvan now takes a hand down in the background.
no, I mean
9-10 you want to raise, right?
you'll have more value. Yeah, you'll have 9-10 suited.
In Rocky's shoes, if you have 9-10, then you want to raise it.
Bro, at 200 BB, it's like.
So how do you balance that? You have to have like.
I'm seriously like sitting down like a student और मुझे बहुत मजा आ रहा है poker talk सुनने में.
Like certain for board coverage, you need to have some. You need to have some hands which can hit full houses. Also, you need to have some hands which can.
अब एक बंदा बात करो यार.
Yeah, guys, so that we can also listen and hear. Again, I think the discussion there was Pavan bringing up how poker is all about balance. And what would you do to stay balanced in spots like this?
And I feel like none of that things are bad or good. Everything has its own justifications. And somehow you have to balance both of those like routes, and that was one of the things. Like Gaurav Sood की अपनी एक ideology थी that you can't go above and beyond on that hand, but at the same time Ashish की भी अपना like point of view सही है that उसको king queen of diamond से भी value लेनी है, तो he has to bet at least. मतलब उस पे वो एक तो मतलब he lost literally the minimum. Being a nutted flush, he lost literally the minimum.
It's for them to know and us to find out over the course of the season.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah. Why is it always dead man, never dead woman? Like they always say, right? Like that time there's no feminism. नहीं नहीं तुम लोग मारो हमें नहीं मारना.
Good question.
हम कभी नहीं मरते.
Good question वैसे.
Right, like you can't. It has to
There
be
are
like.
only men who went to wars, etc.
Correct.
And it's only the men who are violent.
Men who are
always
violent?
fighting.
But do you think the women control the world or men control the world?
I think they both do. It's unity. Every man has a woman in him, and
Not
every woman has a
necessarily.
man
What if
in
you're
him.
homosexual?
See,
Legit,
just
no.
because you're dressed up as like
Like
in your fancy dresses.
That's not homosexual, dude. That's,
No. But like I was talking about the world is androgynous, yeah.
क्या androgynous?
I knew.
मतलब
Everyone
Google करना पड़ेगा.
Everyone has masculine and feminine.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That's true. Energies.
Yeah.
Well, Ari, safe to say the first woman to enter the circuit has brought in a different dynamic.
Yeah, she's like.
That's why I said you've been brought up well.
Yeah.
Good fold. For me?
Second, let me see the stats of my tournament. So we have 2 hours of late reg left, so we can play aram se, and we have to capitalize on some hands यहाँ पे. And as far as average stack and our stacks are concerned, we are above the average, and we have to maintain that. Like we can't go below 100 ranking at all. We have to keep chipping up like strongly. And then this video is kind of giving me those motivations, so let's go.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Papa.
It's for you guys.
No, they were definitely very progressive that way.
Progressive?
That way. What was that word you used? Endo?
Androgynous.
How do you spell it?
ANDROGEN.
No, why?
Oh! Spelling bee! Oh! Any other?
Androgynous.
Any other?
Not androgyny. The life I
Any other alternate
I
pronunciations?
heard you. It's not E, it's Y.
Any other alternate pronunciations? Language of origin?
ANDROGE.
I don't think so.
I think you're wrong.
I think.
I think you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yo, guys, but Pawan, you look like a spelling bee kind of guy, bro. Any alternate pronunciations? Language of origin? Have you ever seen spelling bee?
God of food days.
बहुत close था बाबा last time. बहुत close. I was close to 3-betting. I didn't.
Adding
do
a
it
familiar
because,
situation. Pawan deciding to correct everyone. And I suspect he's looking up the right spelling at the moment.
Pawan check कर रहा है, ये भी check कर रही है. Both the pips are who's pop.
There we go.
Oh yeah, GYN.
See, he's a spelling bee guy, dude.
GYN. Okay, I
Oh,
started.
Pawan silent killer.
Food days. We have versus okay.
He was waiting for this moment.
Felt like
ये भी पता था कि ये आएगा. I'm fucking swooping. Deliver smoothly.
dude, it's crazy how he delivered the Y in it. Bro. He kept quiet throughout. He didn't take the word.
Meanwhile, the spelling bee continuing while we have an action flop. Top pair, good kicker for Zarvan. 2 overs in the nut flush draw for Gaurav Sood.
You're spelling your own name, bro. No one gets it right.
No one.
And there comes the diamond after the check on the flop. This is dangerous for Zarvan. He's not drawing dead yet. Can hit 8s and 3s.
Like equity killing, I can't
He
bet.
says the both sides exist.
Existing.
Thing as well. थोड़ा.
ये गलती है मुझे 3-bet.
Zarvan is the one leading out, and Gaurav traps in position, but now the action killer, the 4th diamond on the board.
I did high.
Zarvan knows he could be easily beat, which he was to begin with. Gaurav no doubt will look for value. The only question is, will Zarvan decide to bluff catch? Would be the wrong timing. Oh,
Easy
snap fold. Easy peasy.
Bad river, not bad fold. Bad river. Bad river. Not bad fold.
Gaurav Sood scooping up a pot. It's not what the table wants to see. One of the game's best, picking up more ammunition.
Gaurav Sood is always someone who you have to be worried about no matter what and who you are. He didn't have a particularly good circuit last year, but he's definitely one of the biggest threats this year.
Gaurav, rock solid. So I was like, I'll just play rock solid against him too and not really go too out of line.
Obviously really happy that my peers regard my game highly and, choose me as favorite for winning this event in a tough lineup.
Always humble is Mr. Gaurav Sood. That's part of what makes him such a fantastic player as well. Level-headed and cool.
Ace 8.
And now under the gun, picking up the ace 10. Let's see how he plays poker. Learn, ladies and gentlemen, learn.
Yeah, one note here is that we are 7 max. We're back with 2 extra players this season, so we're going to be 7 max in terms of our tables. Should change the ranges a bit, but ace 10 good enough for Gaurav to open under the gun. And Chiggy now with ace jack suited. Under the gun +1, could 3-bet. Decides to go with a flat. Bit more conservative, respecting the under the gun open. And king 7 suited, by the way. This is the new solver favorite hand, Addy. Everybody loves to 3-bet, but Pavan decides not to squeeze with 2 players in the mix behind him.
The question is, Vidar, at what frequency?
That is usually the question. Some people will take king 7 suited and always 3-bet it. And by the way, solver kind of approves it. These days, the computer's deciding what's good poker.
Are you telling me Pavan was wrong?
My friends love that hand and
He just decided that's not the moment. And look at this,
theory.
2 spades on the board with Chiggy having ace jack suited. Pavan would have had the second nut flush draw against Chiggy's nut flush draw.
Chirag is what? Chiggy apparently.
2 overs and a gutty for both as well.
And now the ace hits after the check on the flop. Both players should be happier with their holding. Neither of them should have a 3, considering their positions, opening under the gun and calling under the gun +1. And in comes the spade. Don't forget, Pavan would have made the second nut flush. Chiggy ends up with the nut flush. And now Gaurav going for value a bit mistimed.
Can't really blame him though. It's been played so passively. And now Chiggy, no doubt, with the nut flush, is going to be deciding how much can I get Mr. Sood to pay me. Not the easiest question to answer, by the way.
Yeah, raise here looks so strong. Obviously, there's a 4 to a straight on the board as well. A 3 should be unlikely. That being said, 8-7 suited could be in the mix. The gut shot coming in. Goes for the 9K. Gaurav left with just a bluff catcher and a weak one at that.
We have the second pair.
He's going to give it a think though. I do find with players as capable as Gaurav Addy, who bluffs so much, including on rivers, sometimes they think they're being bluffed a lot as well. Should find the fold though. Not sure what hands he can beat. Needs to be putting Chiggy on a pure bluff, something with maybe just the ace of spades would play this way. Mind you, it went check 2 streets. Gaurav might not think Chirag is checking back 2 streets for the flush draw.
Let's pause this and focus on this hand for 1 sec. Okay. I think I'll have to big here. Because if he has a hand like a flush draw or a bad ace or ace king, then we have to keep those holdings, and everything missed except 6-9, which somehow got there. So I think that should be a bet. That should be a decent size river bet. Not a big one though. I'll go for a small one. He shouldn't re-raise. He'll at least call a fold. Yeah. Good. GG. Good hand. Going back into the action.
Chiggy giving nothing away.
The table has quietened. And Gaurav pays it off.
And Pavan reacts.
King 7 of spades.
No. I knew it would be so tight over.
King 7 of spades.
What a feeling
I was like, what bad.
to dodge disaster.
Yeah, you were saying the solver likes to do it a lot, and I was wondering why Pavan made a mistake, and look at that. He just knew.
Bro, मुझे flop पे पता था कि he had something. He turned his face here. I was like so quiet. Like he definitely had a piece of
This guy, no?
Yeah.
Even the other
What
hand,
piece?
on the
What
turn,
piece
he's like,
have?
hey. Like, bro, ये क्या है? ये hand में भी नहीं हो.
Hits big blind range. He should lead.
Well, Chiggy being very nice there with Pavan potentially revealing the strength of his hand. But that's no surprise. If you've ever lost in poker to someone and genuinely enjoyed the experience, chances are you've just finished playing poker with Chirag Soda, aka Chiggy. This Bangalore boy is the walking embodiment of a gentleman pro. The former NPS main event winner has an astounding total of 8 NPS medals, including 3 golds. There's hardly a series leaderboard you won't find him on. His pokerbazi screen name Miyagi is just as legendary. After you're done playing with him, you're definitely going to feel like you learned something from Mr. Miyagi himself. He combines both the old and new school approaches to the game. He's incredibly self-aware and infuriatingly good at finding spots that don't exist to mere mortals. This grinder will have you laughing your way to the rail if you get caught up in his charisma.
Now Zaran's basically making the book.
Table seems to be settled in. Blinds now 400, 800 with the 800 big blind ante. So the pots are going to get big. 2,000 chips to fight for in the middle every time. We started with 50,000 starting stacks. These are becoming meaningful now. The small pickups, the small pots. Ace-8 suited being opened under the gun. Ashish Ahuja in the mix once again. Let's see if he gets an interlocutor here. Pratibha, Ace-7. Decides not to participate. Chiggy has King Jack off in the small blind. Could go either way.
To see Ashish play a hand like.
I like the fold from Chiggy there. Small blind, you generally don't want to do much calling. And when you've got an under the gun open, King Jack can end up in all sorts of trouble. So, nicely played, I think.
Pavan won't be going anywhere. Pocket force. We'll see the flop.
You put external pressure on Rocky for no reason, dude. He's just like...
Coindy talkative as always. Has the chip lead for now. You do tend to get more talkative when you have the chip lead, keeping Ashish in conversation. Meanwhile, Jack 4 is the dream flop for Pavan.
Dead. Ashish.
And you got a little reaction from Chiggy there. Tables turned.
Oh, I missed it. We did see Pavan almost react in the previous hand. This time it's Chiggy who's caught a piece after folding the hand.
Pavan.
And Ashish, continuation bets as you would on a board like this.
Like he's talkative, so that would also ring some kind of alarm bells on Pavan ki he's comfortable, कि सी बैट ही कर रहा है या क्या कुछ तो ऐसा भी होगा राइट कि मतलब अभी जैसे वो दिस सिचुएशन एग्जिस्ट राइट कि जिसमें वो बात कर रहा है कॉन्स्टेंटली ही इज जजिंग वो देख नहीं रहा उसकी तरफ बट वो बात कर रहा है कॉन्स्टेंटली एंड ही इज जजिंग कि मैं कितना बेट करना चाहिए कॉल करना चाहिए रेस करना चाहिए मतलब व्हाट शुड बी माय कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन इन दिस सिनेरियो like his current nature also plays a huge role कि वो talkative है
immediately casually goes back into conversation. What do you make of that, Addy?
That's Rocky 101. He just keeps doing one thing and then playing another way.
By dry I mean कि जो पहले pre-flop अच्छा था वही अभी भी अच्छा है unless you have a jack. If you just have a ace-4 kind of hand that also is not something on this. But
and you'll just have no idea because he just seems confident either way.
Yeah, Pavan has raised it up. Pocket fours when you smash the board like this. you do want to check raise because obviously your opponent could have a jack and you want to play for a big one. It's Jiggy who folded the jack, but Ashish comes along with just ace-8 suited here. He just has ace-high and a backdoor nut flush draw. This is dangerous. 10 of diamonds shouldn't change much. Every once in a while could connect with some of Pawan's bluffs, but he is sitting there with the check mark.
And he lives also very close to my house.
Best, funniest part is, dude, after...
I only play one sport.
Yeah, just in the start also. Poker
Is it the same one? Same answer as before? Or has it changed?
Poker is a sport. Guys, poker is a sport and Pratibha is a sportsman. Woman.
Sportsman.
What do you call yourself?
Sportsperson.
Sportsperson.
Athlete.
A sneaky check from Pawan Bansal now. That is trappy maybe.
Nice.
Yeah, wants to give Rocky some rope and Rocky takes it. Betting now, calling the check raise with the ace-high, not catching any additional equity, and has fired more chips into the middle. Music to Pawan's ears.
उसकी bet
After the game,
then you should just call.
That was epic.
But अब अगर वो just call करता है तो
And now Pawan doesn't really have much of a decision. He needs to just flat call here. He surely can't give away the strength of his hand by coming back over the top. Makes the call. Ashish still in a conversation. Look at the SPR, the stack to pot ratio, dead 1-to-1 even. If Ashish wants to go for it, now that he's been checked to by Pawan, he could make a suicidal.
अब ये वो point है कि तुम्हारी ईगो पे बात आ जाती है that in poker कि भाई इसकी मैं इतना पैसे का गुदा दिखा रहा हूँ, इतना aggression दिखा रहा हूँ, फिर भी ये कुछ ऐसे 9s, 8s, 7s टाइप का हैंड फोल्ड क्यों नहीं कर पा रहा है? Like now ace 8 is representing a jack यहाँ पे, like Ashish is representing a jack at least यहाँ पे, and वो फोल्ड करवाने की कोशिश कर रहा है, but he does not know that full house जैसा हैंड है पवन के पास. So अब यहाँ पे तुम सुसाइड कर सकते हो, that going by betting in big and he will obviously snap call, और you analyze thoroughly and आपको समझ आता है that ये इस सिचुएशन में, क्योंकि मैं बहुत बार आया हूँ, if you analyze thoroughly आपको समझ आता है you're getting played on. So let's see
All in
if
jam bluff.
ego gets the better of
After a
Ashish
call
here.
on the turn by Pawan, Ashish knows ace high is almost never
अच्छा
good.
नहीं, time bank था. सोच रहा है.
Does he want to go for it or does he want to wave the white flag? The table finally quiet, realizing the situation that has developed here.
A little bit comes into the hustling category in life.
Oh, here it comes. It's not all of it, but it's a big one.
Suicide.
16,500 chips goodbye, Rocky. Straight into Pawan's stack. The only question is if Pawan goes all in or flat calls.
He's at least calling, for sure. Only jack.
All in, he says.
Snap fold from Rocky. Valiant effort though.
क्या लगा लिया?
क्या लगा लिया? I can't be bluffing now.
I'm losing my whole stack to you in this hand.
Battle of the caps.
Thank God I folded. Wow.
Rocky and I have a lot of history when it comes to spots like this. Like, he has a tendency of not believing me. I don't know what it is, but sometimes he just he doesn't take my flop bets or check raises very seriously. So I expect him to float a lot in situations like these. In this particular scenario, he had opened under the gun and I defended in the big blind with pocket first. So I check, he makes the standard continuation bet of quarter pot, and I check raise 3.8x. Surprise, surprise, he calls. Then turn is a 10, and now the board is rainbow, right? So there are no flush draws, nothing. I expect him to have a lot of stuff that he floated with, which now does not have enough showdown and needs to try to get me to fold maybe something like a 10 where I check raise queen 10, 9, 10, backdoor, hearts, combos, stuff like that. So I expect him to be able to, barrel sufficiently on this card, and I think a lot of my range is also quite weak, right? Because I check raise some 4x on the flop and I check raise like some middling pairs. So I need to protect that by checking pocket fours as well. So I check and thankfully he bets on the turn. I'm like, I take a lot of time before calling and then the river comes to brick 6 and he bets big again. And at that point I was like either he has really good hand which is, I could also be beat but like I still have to go for it because like there's bounty in play as well. So I jam and he snap folds and he's like 4C honge. So like his face was a little bit sheepish like that I got him.
Pool के चक्कर में pool हो गया इधर.
How you pulled king jack from small blind? You knit?
तो लग रहा था बातें करके hand खेलेंगे या confident हो जाएगा एकदम. बचाओ.
I was getting more and more happy as this pot was becoming bigger and bigger. I'm like, wow. Oh.
Favorite hand for this tournament. 7.
Yeah, bro. It's not cool how you're so sly. Can't do this to my boy.
You only can take a chips forward.
Yeah, you won't feel bad.
I'm getting back.
But we're all feeling bad that you took it.
What a save, bro. मैं बच गया वो गंदा बच गया.
Pavan Bansal has a gifted mind that's earned him the name the Human Calculator. If you've been in a tough spot in poker, Pavan has run a simulation to solve it, learned the result, and has used it against you. While in college, he knew he wanted to travel the world, so he
That's bad.
gave himself 2 years to chase that dream. Over a decade of playing poker tournaments for a living later, in fact, he nearly became India's first solo World Series bracelet winner at the game's biggest stage in Vegas. He can outthink you, outplay you, and when he's right, you better believe he's right. Otherwise, you'll find yourself swallowing your pride, looking up the answer, and inevitably conceding defeat. He's just that good.
Again, I was getting stacked.
That failed bluff leaves Ashish Ahuja, aka Rocky, with under 10,000 in chips. The blinds are 500, 1,000. He's in that danger zone. And the target will be on his back for his 15-point bounty. But more importantly, Ashish looking down the barrel at some negative points. Negative 20 points to 7th place, mind you.
Which means the danger zone is way more dangerous than your average poker tournament.
मेरा गेम बहुत बदल गया है ब्रो.
For more than a month.
पिछले 2 महीने में मेरा गेम बहुत बदल गया है. हाँ.
Come for sessions. Come for sessions.
Zaman opening loosely under the gun and another ace-5. 3 bets him. Goindi with the chip lead being aggressive and another ace-5. Ace-5s everywhere. This one hits the muck though.
2 ace-5s.
I attended about 2 weeks.
Oh, Ashish.
Ashish will call
Pretty
it,
little holding, king jack suited. This could be it.
Easy call.
I think this very much will be it, mate. He's just got 6 big blinds. Gimme, gimme, gimme.
It's flexible enough in that.
And happy days for him. Little does he know, all those aces are pretty much out there.
Okay. Bounty के लिए same hand था.
Our equities take into account folded hands with only 1 ace left. King jack suited. 55%. He'll take it.
He said he had the same hand.
Goindi vying for the bounty.
Bounty चाहिए था मुझे रॉकी का.
ये information reveal होने पे गोइंडी सोच सकता है कि ace एक जा चुका है.
Good luck, sir.
I'm rooting for a jack so
Call कर दियो. Call कर दियो.
Oh, a king in the window and an ace as well.
Somehow, yeah. Hidden.
I can feel the negativity in this room. I can feel the negativity.
Even I can feel a
Feel
jack.
it.
I can feel a jack.
I'll take the queen of clubs or the 5 of clubs.
That's the case ace, the last ace.
Queen of clubs now.
Well, there's still hope for Ashish Ahuja.
Queen, let's go. Queen or a
It's a
jack.
queen now. Or a king. Or a
Queen
jack.
or a jack or a king. Queen, jack, king.
None of those cards finding their way to the river, and as a result, we lose Ashish Ahuja in 7th place. Negative 20 points for him, and Goindi with the chip lead and Ashish's bounty.
Okay, we got our first elimination here on season 2 of this circuit. Player 1 down, Ashish. Tough luck there, man. You tried a very ambitious bluff against Pavan. That didn't work out. But then finally, running King Jack into Ace 5. I know not the best situation, but how are you feeling coming into season 2 in general?
Oh, I'm so happy to be back here. I want to thank PokerBazi for giving me this opportunity once again. It's really a new concept, and I love the way they're promoting the poker. It's actually pretty nice. I'm so happy to be back here.
Not the best start right now so far, but let's hope it's about to turn around. Does this change your strategy at all?
Not much. It's fine. I just play the way the tournament's supposed to be played. Obviously, now there's no pressure on me because now it's a do or die for me. So it's simple. Like just stick to what I know best and just do that. We were keeping a tally against like who's winning more hands because me and Govind always like we hang out together. We chill.
What the hell? What the hell? मैं अजहर को रेल करने आया था एंड 48 मिनट्स तक मैंने ये टेबल देखी है. I think it is time. It is time कि मैं वो वाला टेबल लगा लूं.
To the finale, where he won it all.
He's looking fresh also.
And away we go. Another table for this bounty event. This table was
go,
actually
Azhar,
being discussed as the tougher of the two by our table 1 participants. Time to see if that's the case.
I call it the
Azhar
boss
is
table.
here.
There's the actual boss, there's the end boss, there's the guy who likes to boss
Azhar
people
had
around, there's one guy who just looks like a boss.
Who's that?
That's
City
Justin
guard.
Segal, obviously.
And aces on hand number 1 going up against
हैंड नंबर थॉर का हैमर लेके आया. वो अजहर का ना एक कार्ड प्रोटेक्टर है. दैट इज थॉर का हैमर एंड वो ऐसे घूमता है. दैट इज प्रीटी कूल.
Ace King suited. Oh my, oh my. Welcome to the circuit, Jagdeep Singh.
I'm not kidding you, I might have the studio also. So, Vegas, I was playing one of the...
He's been 3-bet. Does he want to 4-bet? We are starting out 250 big blinds deep. Jagdeep is no stranger to deep stack play, being a cash game expert. This is where his experience might come handy.
It's crazy. Can't touch this.
Keep in mind, the man with the ace is also a cash game expert, also a
रात को ठीक है. गुड नाइट.
PLO expert. So, let's see how this goes down.
Hammerhead. Are you Sapra fan? Are you Sumit Sapra fan?
My first coach and
10-4-5 rainbow. Beautiful flop for aces. Every once in a while, you might be up against a set, but apart from that, you have the best hand.
Ace 10 type पे hand फंस
Is
जाए.
that a tremble?
Yeah, his hand shaking. The table notices.
Now I'm feeling cold.
Is it the fact that he's cold, or is he excited with the aces? Jagdeep calls, and it's the queen of diamonds on the turn. A safe card for Vinod to bet. In fact, Jagdeep has ace king suited. He could easily have ace queen. Vinod wants to get value. And the quick call from Jagdeep once again in position. An absolute brick. In fact, better than a brick. Now 2 pair for the aces. Queens and tens no good anymore.
Ace king is board पे थोड़ा hero call करते.
Yeah, Vinod loving that river. Won't be too concerned about a 4.
Goes in big.
Call in.
And he goes for max value. Wow.
A 1.5x overbet. Never getting called by the ace king. Jagdeep lets it go.
QQ? Bad son. QQ? Huh? He said bad fool. Vinod has come firing. QQ? Bad fool? QQ. Vinod not scared to get minus 30.
इक्के भी नहीं उसके पास.
Well, how do you feel looking at aces and collecting a decent sized spot on the very first hand? Might feel like you lost out on some value there against ace king suited.
Clip going back.
Vinod is
Ooh, Azhar looking.
Hey, my big blind.
He was trolling me and all. Now you watch and all.
He's watched the last circuit properly. He said, let me pull down PSL, ASL full.
क्या है Azhar के पास?
500.
So tasty.
Ooh, 7 deuce suited.
Excuse me?
Let's go. The worst hand in poker, and he's like 500. 500. Take that shit. 500.
7 deuce?
But it's suited at
In
him.
comes the hammer.
I like how you think.
In comes the hammer.
Azhar,
Yes, sir.
here to play. Channeling his inner Tom Dwan. And Vinod here to play as well. 3-betting Jack 10 off.
Jack 10 off.
You look angry, bro.
So any bad fool, good fool.
Trip कर रहा है.
बेसिकली सीट नंबर यहाँ पे मतलब सीट नंबर 2 होता है बा ऐसे कुछ होता है और 3 होता है ताय तो ऐसे बोलेगी बैड फोल्ड टाइट फोल्ड
Fold all this.
Laksh, well experienced with Vietnamese poker rooms, educating us. Meanwhile, Azhar has come along unbelievably with 7 deuce, has called a 3-bet.
I mean, obviously, they're suited.
तो नहीं निकाल पाएगा Azhar is 7 deuce.
He checks in position for some pot control. Laksh taking this moment to ask how to count in Vietnamese from Jaslin Sehgal. Famously, Hanoi is his second home.
Thafo.
अभी बताया भी था 7 के रेस किया था
Buy. 7 is buy.
And
We're up to 7, I believe, now.
Flop check.
Another check in position. The gut shot now as well. 3 diamonds.
उसने क्या किया उसने साइड वाले बंदे को दिखाया कि ये देख ये हैंड है एंड बोला कि आई कांट फोल्ड थिंग्स लाइक दिस मैन मतलब इसमें द अगर आप रिवर्स साइकोलॉजी करोगे ना तो लगेगा कि काफी क्रेजी हैंड खेल रहा है सर मतलब क्योंकि नॉर्मल साइकोलॉजी इज लाइक कि घटिया हैंड दिखा के प्रो बनने की कोशिश कर रहा है बट दिस रिवर्स तो वो
Perhaps
लगा
giving him pause, but now the queen means he makes the straight with the 1 card. He's actually played it perfectly, Adi. It's as though he knows what Azhar has.
बट भाई suicide second suicide by our buddy Azhar. We know that he has a jack. He is going nowhere. Azhar will put on a big bet here and it will be called or raised.
And now,
easily.
oopsies.
But this so and 8,000.
2,500 is the stab. It's never working against the straight. Vinod actually looks like he's about to bump it up. Gave Azhar the bad news.
ठीक है लास्ट हटा रहा हूँ
Pink chips in the middle. Azhar's cards join them.
भाई तू हुडी मत पहन डोंट वेयर अ हुडी
कुछ बाउंटी वगैरह 3 hands in a row.
I'm not even sure if I can get a live read with his hands like shaking or is he just cold or what the fuck is going on?
No, he's cold. He's trembling.
He's fucking vibrating.
ये चल रहा है
Actually, as soon as I sat down, like I forgot to bring a hoodie, so I felt quite cold. And you know, I thought, okay, I'll just fold this hand and I'll go get a hoodie and come. And it turns out, you know, you look and you get 2 aces, and now you don't know what to do.
Vinod Megalmani, one of the poker masters himself. Vinod is like the snow leopard, moving silently through the tough terrains of the Phelps, blending seamlessly into its surroundings. When the time comes, the strike is swift and deadly. If looking at him doesn't give you the feeling of zen, talking to him certainly will. The Bangalore native seems completely unfazed by the ups and downs of the game, an ultimate superpower to have in poker. Perhaps that's why he can play 8 different PLO tables at the same time and still win millions. An online tournament crusher who made the switch to cash games, Vinod has the chops to succeed across all formats. Not making the finale last season will give him the drive he needs to take his spots. He'll be eyeing the PLO event to try and dominate, but the competition this time is fierce.
Vinod running away with it
Azhar,
for now.
what
Early
do you
chip lead
got?
thanks to the aces and the follow-up. Playing the rush, as they say. King 10 suited now on the gun.
I think buttoning small blind होगा.
Doyle Brunson said, Addy, you should
Azhar
always
small
play the
blind
rush. You're feeling confident, you have momentum, the table is scared of you. Vinod seems to be heeding that advice.
He'll fold.
Doyle said it. It's correct.
He'll try to race and steal.
Laksh is attacking though with 9-5 suited and now
Ace
Azhar
Queen
wake.
of Diamonds. अब अजहर के पास लेजेंड हैंड आ गया अब अजहर को कोई नहीं रोक सकता उसको लेजेंड हैंड चाहिए भी नहीं होता है बट अब आ गया है तो he is fearless.
Up with ace queen suited in the small blind.
ये पिस गया बेचारे बीच में.
I smell a 4-bet.
He knows Vinod should be light. He knows Laksh might attack Vinod because he's light. So he's going to attack from the small. He has a premium.
It's a 50k
He's
starting
3
stack.
off on the other hand. Not so much a premium. And not so much folded yet either. Interesting. Oh goodness.
Fortunately, Azhar के पास
The
best
leveling
hand है,
has
मतलब
begun.
four betting में
Does
भी.
Justin have some ideas. He's reaching for chips. This would be a 5 bet. You don't see that every day from the big blind. Once again, Vinod open, Lux 3 bet, Azhar 4 bet,
is this?
and Jaswin has piled
This was
in 12,300, and Azhar shows and folds.
Ace Queen Diamond.
Ace Queen suited. Show one now, bro.
Bhai. Crazy mind games, Azhar. How will you survive this crazy? Bhai. This level of game which they are at na. Matlab is really impressive to watch.
I wanted you to call. I would have called.
Show one card.
Show king. Show king. Show 5.
Jack.
Come on, Jason.
Tricky दिखाई होगी.
Now, I know my friend over here, Chandler, is very capable of 4-betting light and ISOing the thing because he understands what's going on. And he exactly did that. So I was actually expecting him to do that.
The only one thing I was afraid of was that Jaswin was looking a bit interested, and I was afraid that he will think I will not ever have a hand here and he might just go over the top with something weak, which is exactly what he did. So I waited up a bit, but it just did not work out. I 3-bet, I had 4-bet, and he called 5-bet with Lakshpal and me in the hand. I just didn't think he would, try to be that light versus us, which he was. And I folded Ace Queen suited rightly.
I look at my hand, I see the 3 first, and then I see an ace, which is a great hand too.
क्या करोगे भाई तुम? Ace 3 5-bet कर रहे हो.
Actually, call 5-bet with because I have the ace blocker, and given my image on the table, I don't think anyone is really going to mess. And I didn't actually think anyone was really strong. So I did think for a bit, and I said, fuck it, I got to do this. And I 5-bet, and he snap folded Ace Queen diamonds.
चंदेर के भटेर.
वो भी diamond
कर दिया.
The problem is, me having Ace Queen was scary for myself also there. Like, who's gonna believe I have a hand there? You didn't believe I had a hand, right?
Obviously not. That's why I did
The
this.
fucking problem.
I believed you had a hand, actually, because you made it really small. So I was like,
Something like that.
Azhar getting a taste of the one and only Mr. Jaswin Sehgal.
Azhar getting a taste for sure.
You'll hear us calling him the OG for a reason. If it's poker,
मुझे
he's
देखना चाहिए था भाई कि कौन है उस लाइनअप पे. सेकंड एपिसोड से ही लगा था. मैं फर्स्ट एपिसोड क्यों देख रहा था for no reason.
been there and he's done that. And his passion for the game somehow still exceeds the young blood he's surrounded by. When he's not dominating the cash game in his hometown of Mumbai, he's calmly crushing tournaments online. The runner-up from Season 1 dominated each event and just missed the top prize. He'll out-talk you, he'll outplay you, and he'll certainly out-party you. He barely missed the top spot last season, and he famously did not ever look at the point structure even when he was a lock for the finale. He just kept gunning for first place in every event. Vietnam is his second home, so he certainly has home turf advantage. But as long as you're on a poker table, you're on his home turf. A living legend of the game, this restaurateur turned poker pro knows the recipe to your soul. Watch him cook.
Revealing a bluff like that, showing a 3 in that spot after 5 betting out of position, that's the kind of thing that'll wake the table up. I think everybody's going to be a bit looser than they were 2 minutes ago.
Sick guy, man. Rod. Damn.
What a guy.
Interested to see what Jagdeep is thinking about all of this, being his first time here on this circuit watching these maniacs.
And someone who doesn't have an accurate image is formatting you, cold formatting you.
I don't even know how that works out.
अच्छा hand भी fold करना पड़ रहा है.
4-2 suited, and Ruben Labru has some ideas. Oh, that is mighty frisky.
It's a good idea. I like the idea. This is my kind of scene.
Baby suited 1-gapper.
Hold'em, I think Jagdeep would probably be the worst.
10-7
No, actually, he'll adapt. He can adapt.
A good hand for us.
Take me a couple of days. No, it won't take you a couple of days. It'll take you 3 levels.
Suited तो सब call करेगा sir.
Navi actually pointing out how Jagdeep might adjust very quickly to the Hold'em format.
देख लेगा post flop में देख कैसे जीतना है इसको.
Right, and Ruben's gonna get 2 callers for his 4 deuce. Let's take the flop.
That looks like my kind of a flop.
Ooh. It is his kind of a flop because he has a straight draw as well as a flush draw. Percentages also say it clearly. मतलब even though उसका कोई pair नहीं है, even though there is a queen high, queen 9 that is like of a higher card value than his hand, but still his percentages are 50% and queen 9 is only 28% because he has so much equity being a straight and a flush draw. Like crazy.
Oh,
इसके लिए काफी
absolute
crazy hand
honesty
है ये.
right there. From Azhar says it's my kind of flop. He's got the flush draw. Ruben with the gutty.
I don't know about you, Addy. Seems like it's Ruben's kind of flop as well. He's opening 4 deuce. Could hit the jack 6-5. That's the story he's trying to tell anyway. Just has a gut shot. Bets into 2 people.
यार सुनने तो दो क्या कह रहा है वो.
That always looks pretty strong.
Azhar will cold call. He calls.
Just a call from Azhar. Could have raised it if he so desired. Decides to realize his equity, and now the deuce actually gives the best hand to Ruben. A very, very
Will Ruben know
hand.
that currently he has the best hand? Azhar ki image pe to probably he'll know because
It's the kind of spot you want to check. He has so much equity, a pair and a straight draw. Check he does.
This always kind of bums me out because it ruins the bluffing plan.
And that's 6 on the river. It's actually worked out for Ruben. Check mark with bottom pair. Azhar checked behind with the flush draw. Now he hasn't connected. Ruben checks once again, trying to get to showdown. Azhar knows he can't be winning with 10 high. Is going to take
8,000 on a 5,000 pot, which is not overbet max.
Tab. Let's see how big it is. Oh my. Oh, it's big. It's very big.
Way more than the pot.
8,000 into 5,000. This is called being very polarized. Azhar is trying to say he's hit the 6 and the 6 exactly.
But Ruben is thinking right now the flush draw missed. I blocked the straight. And he's wondering whether he should put the cape on.
The hero call mode has been activated. Can he pull the trigger and show down his deuce? 8,000 chips is going to cost him, and he goes for it. Azhar says you got it, but Ruben shows proudly the 4 deuce suited.
थोड़ा छोटा रह गया भाई छोटा रह गया थोड़ा
One time back.
Yeah, one time back. You bet what, like 2x what?
I bet almost 1.8x. 1.8x pot tha.
Bit of a needle perhaps from Jagdeep, suggesting a bigger bet might have worked.
Labru, 2-4, under the gun.
Not under the gun, cut off. I really don't do the target game, I just play. I play the player, I see what mood he's in, I see how he's playing today. If they're aggressive, you go passive against them. If they're passive, then you play aggressive. And you just take spots according to like how the table is, not really targeting any player. Azhar, I think he's also kind of street player only. He can also do very, very crazy things. Same like how Navi can, but it depends. I don't know, maybe he doesn't perform well under pressure, that he's on stream and all that. Those things matter, When people don't see your cards, you play very differently. You need a different kind of person to pull off big bluffs on stream and all that. I think so. We'll see how Azhar plays. I haven't played too much live with him, but I think he'll be a good competition in the new players.
हम तो कहानी बनाने वाले लोग हैं.
अरे बहुत 8, 9, 7, 8.
हम तो कहानी बनाने वाले लोग हैं. वाओ. ये ऐसे नगेट्स छोड़ रहा है कि भाई कुछ तो क्लिपेबल मोमेंट मिल जाए मुझे, कुछ तो ऐसे
हमारी कहानी
10, 8, 10, 7 flush draws.
वही तो बात है, जिस दिन हम कहानी सही से बेचते हैं उस दिन अच्छी कमाई हो जाती है.
True story.
Justin getting busy again. King Jack off, opening from the cutoff. Fair enough. King Queen for Navi. We're still very, very deep. Decides to 3-bet it, always taking the aggressive action if he can.
20k what? Dong?
No. Bazi got 23.
50k friendship?
50k में ये मिलेगा ये वाला. For
Or one this thing.
1 5k chip.
Bro, वहाँ पे पहले
Let's face it, Justin's gonna come along. Loves to play his friend Navi in position. Is dominated though. Quite a look Navi's giving him too. 10-9-3, 2 spades. Both have 2 overs
Suits are
and a gut
not
shot.
working.
Navi's is best. Way the best, in fact. 86% equity. That's 2100. Shouting out his own screen name, Bazigar 21. I don't think he's allowed to play anymore though on PokerBazi, to be fair.
Correcto. Conflict of interest, which is good not only for security, but also many bankrolls have now been spared.
Should have raised. Just win 69.
Just win.
Oh, and the absolute worst card on the turn for Navi. He pinks top pair, but Justin gets the nuts straight.
only
Navi
card
drawing
that
dead to a
just
chop,
that
and he's betting again for
saved
value. There's 2
Justin
flush draws on the board. He wants to charge his opponent. Little does he know, is Justin sitting there with the goods.
Justin is sitting there with the goods.
And Justin smiling, couldn't help himself.
अब
Yeah, that's quite a tell, isn't it?
Basically see कि ये कैसे इस इन spots से value लेते हैं. Like हमारे पास भी आते हैं these spots, but हम correctly value नहीं ले पाते हैं.
But these guys have their own mind games going on. That smile could well as be, I'm about to do something naughty, or I have it. Either way, that's between them.
You don't see that every day though. The smile
I think
and
Navi
the
will
raise
call
in
because none of
position.
the flush draw completes. Only a straight draw
Navi
completes.
needs to know that being raised on the turn is dangerous. He's sitting there with top
Call
pair, has
करेगा,
the
call
king of
करेगा.
clubs, could play a role. Has the redraw to the gut shot as well, which would just be a chop. The ask is for almost a third of his stack, and he lets it go. What a fold.
Very good fold.
मैंने नहीं सोचा कर लेगा वो.
Good fold, good fold.
A great fold from the man himself. The captain of the ship, the founder and CEO of PokerBazi, Navkiran Singh, aka Navi, returning to the circuit once again, stepping into a storm that he himself designed. An old school player with grit forged in late night cash games before poker went digital. His efforts over the last 10 years growing the game in India through PokerBazi are unmatched. Whether his operational and deal-making talents make him a good poker player, or his poker talents got him his success, it's tough to say. But his instincts are razor sharp, and his reads uncanny. This is his arena, and he's playing with the pros to prove a point. Last time round, he made an epic comeback to make his way into the finale, and a bad beat with pocket aces no less ended his run. This time, he won't be leaving anything to chance.
Back to the action. The table's still full. Blinds now 200, 400. The starting stack worth about 125 bigs at this
I
stage.
thought the introduction would be cool, नहीं है?
Vinod has opened it up with Queen Jack off, bit loose.
I did not
It's a hand that I personally am not too comfortable with playing in early position, but these guys know what they're doing post-flop.
45.
Navi will speculate. Jagdeep calls with pocket deuces, and Ruben spoils the party, says 4,500.
And it's a mystery hand.
Let's go. Mystery hand is squeezing, which is to say one person opens, one or more people call behind, and Ruben puts in the squeeze.
ये होता था पता है this when WSOP streams होती थी ना सॉरी टूर्नामेंट्स होते थे ना तो कमेंट्री में ये होता था एक फन गेम दैट एक हैंड वो छुपा देते थे एंड दे आर लाइक वी आर स्वेटिंग विद दिस हैंड करंटली एंड दैट मीन्स कि हम अब इस हैंड के पर्सपेक्टिव से गेम देखेंगे तो दैट एड्स एन एडिशनल लेयर टू द व्यूअर कि भाई क्या हो सकता है ये हैंड अब जैसे ऑल एवरीथिंग इज फेस अप ना तो थोड़ा कभी कभी मोनोटनस हो जाता है प्ले व्यूअर्स के लिए भी कि जब आप लाइव देख रहे हो एक पोकर गेम तब आपको किसी के पत्ते नहीं पता बट यहाँ पे ऑन अ स्ट्रीम्ड प्लेटफॉर्म आपको सबके पत्ते पता है तो दिस एड्स अनदर लेयर ऑफ एक्साइटमेंट एंड मिस्ट्री टू द गेम
आ रही है. Coming. Go back.
Gets rid of Vinod, the pre-flop raiser to begin with. Vinod has been squeezed out. Navi though, putting up resistance. He's out of position with King 10 suited. It's dangerous.
छोड़ दे, अच्छा स्पॉट नहीं है, क्या करेगा?
मतलब लग गया तो
हर चीज़ ऐसी होता है.
लग गया तो.
But what if, Jagdeep, what if?
What if? लग गया दुगी. Oh, दुगी.
And there it is, Addy. The what if comes to fruition. A deuce in the flop.
What if comes?
Jagdeep disappointedly looking down. It goes check, check. The pre-flop raiser Ruben not betting the flop. And now it comes an ace.
That's a relevant card for when someone's 3-bet more often than not, but looks like Navi is going to take the aggression here, donking out into Ruben. Brave man.
Yeah, Navi is representing an ace, but when Ruben checks behind after 3-betting on the flop, it's Ruben who should have an ace. What do you think Ruben has out of here? He calls. Ace seems likely. Anything else?
Well, it's Ruben, so could really be anything. He is one of the more creative players here at the circuit.
And Navi now fires again, a double barrel on the river with essentially air after Ruben is called on the turn.
That's half his stack, by the way. And Ruben with the mystery hand. What's he gonna do here?
What does Ruben have? Ruben must have a Queen's type hand. I feel Queens Kings.
Oh, he just rips
Jacks aces.
it. And we see he
Flash on the flop, 8-10 suited.
has the
Nice.
10-8 of diamonds. 3-betted pre-flop and flopped the flush.
It's crazy.
And look at Jagdeep. He knows what he's dodged.
मेरा तो लग गया था सेट फ्लॉप पे.
लग गया था?
हाँ, लग गया था भाई.
लगा दिया था फ्लॉप ना. ओए मैं फ्लॉप देख के
दुगिया थी ना.
मैं फ्लॉप देख के मैंने कहा यही है वो
नहीं कर पाऊंगा कुछ.
यही है वो फ्लॉप जहाँ पे
I like getting minus points.
क्रिएटिव चीजें आ जाएगी.
पहले तुम
तेरा फ्लैश लग गया फ्लॉप पे.
नहीं भाई, अब सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन ले लो यही भाई.
पता नहीं भाई अब.
हम भी छोटे-छोटे ही पंच मारते हैं. छोटे-छोटे पंच ही मार रहे हैं अभी.
Navi fearing finishing last, getting minus points. He is by far the shortest stack. Absolutely crippled after that failed bluff attempt.
Stacks now. I'm more comfortable with short stacks only. पता ही क्या करना है.
Even I'm more comfortable with you as a short stack.
That's a compliment, I guess. 15 points for the bounty, let's not forget. As we've hit the break, players are just going to take a walkabout. And we see Navi with King 8 suited and Jagdeep has aces. Navi opens on the button. He's not going to get too much credit. Jagdeep 3-bets, but because Navi's opening light potentially from the button, Jagdeep doesn't get credit and Navi comes along. Oh, this is getting really dangerous. A king and it might just be over here. And it's a king in the window. Oh no.
It's over for Navi.
Oh no.
I don't want to be presumptuous, but GG, brother.
I think so, Addy. This is just not a hand you even want to get away from. You cannot put your opponent on the absolute premiums. And look at that. Navi just calls. I do like that, by the way. Most of the time, Jagdeep would not have connected. You want to keep his bluffs in. In this case, he's betting for value. And Navi raises and gets it in. Jagdeep with a wry smile.
क्या है bro?
मेरे पास bro आ गया है.
Damn. बस्ट हो गया भाई. ब्रेक से पहले बढ़िया है.
Last hand break पे आ गया.
अच्छी भी है.
भाई
किंग है.
King
दे
और
दो,
8.
थोड़ी बाउंटी चाहिए भाई.
King और
That
8.
15-point bounty likely about to make its way to Jagdeep Singh.
Damn. बस्टो.
Vinod there for moral support.
And that's it.
GG.
GG, Navi.
हमेशा point minus ही आते हैं.
All right, we got our first bust out. I know you're a little disappointed, but I have some good news for you. If you remember, season 1, you busted in the first event, and then you shipped the second one. It was PLO, and if I'm not mistaken, the schedule says PLO is up soon.
Yeah, I mean, I hope history repeats. I mean, I'm a little bummed out because I couldn't even play too many hands and just didn't get into the zone.
Later on in the PLO, then your strategy, you've seen the table draw. You seemed happy about it when you saw it.
Yeah, a bunch of players who don't have a lot of PLO experience, and I mean, I'm just hoping I can do what I did in the last season. I mean, I finished last, came first, came second, qualified. So I hope that happens again. And I've been here. I've been in the same spot. I call it Deja Chu. So I don't know. I'll have to come up with strong guns again, and hopefully it's PLO. So I don't know.
And just like that, we have our first elimination. Navkiran Singh gets -20, 6 players remaining.
Oh, एक second. Azhar has the lowest chip stacks. Chip stack, bhai. Bhai. Okay. Darky raises, ये तो 3 bet करना पड़ेगा. But how much? 5.76. Go. It's good to take down pehle hi pre-flop.
Our first elimination, Navkiran Singh gets -20, 6 players remaining. The bounty goes to Jagdeep, all other players eyeing the 80 points up top.
Oh, Azhar has an ace.
What did you have?
I had aces. UTG तो full कर.
So बता नहीं. मेरे तो 1 ही थे. ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं था.
That tension that always looms before the first.
कुछ भी 1000 क्यों भाई? क्या चल रहा है?
Elimination should have dissipated. Let's see what it leads to. More action, perhaps.
Back fold. He says back fold, right? Go fold.
Nice. Laksh is getting a pretty good price here to see the flop. He's got, what do you call it, Vidhu? The big blind discount?
Big blind discount, but what about Ruben? Calling with the small blind, much lesser discount with 7-3 suited. He has a mountain of chips.
Ace-8, 2 pair.
And I think he's going to be a non-entity in this hand. Look at that board. Ace-8, deuce, 2 clubs. Laksh with the flush draw. Top 2 for the pre-flop raiser. Azhar. Ace is up.
Azhar, what will you do?
Azhar, of course, always hyper-aggressive. The bet size is standard so far. Let's see how Laksh responds.
He's betting small into 2 players. He blocks aces and 8s. It's unlikely to get action, except Laksh has the flush draw. And Laksh decides to play it fast, as they used to say. Check raising with the draw. This is a semi-bluff.
अब re-raise अगर Azhar finds है, then that's a good player. क्योंकि मुझे तो पता दिख रहा है.
मैंने उस end का part देखा उसका.
Call कर रहा है.
Azhar just calls. He's going to string Laksh along. He should be able to put Laksh in a flush draw quite often.
Oh dear, look at that turn. Right. Oh, if a flush draw was
straight, bhai, straight, open-ended straight draw. He has a 7, 8, 9, 10. As well as the flush draw. ऊपर outs के string देख रहे हो? 13 outs. He has 13 cards that saves him. मतलब
good enough. How about an open-ender to go with it?
Deck.
Look at those outs. We're running out of space up top. 15 outs, 2 of them folded. 36% equity is plenty on the turn. I don't see how Laksh doesn't barrel again. Well, he checks for now.
Laksh wants a free card. Azhar, don't give him a free card, boy.
Playing it tricky. He'll take the free card in case Azhar offers it, but Azhar has 2 pair. Should be looking to get chips into the middle.
If I know my man Laksh Pal Singh right now,
like 6500 is a big bet.
Just
on
calling
the bigger side of bet.
is very passive and also kind of obvious.
Half pot, like
I have a feeling he's going to do something a little more dramatic.
It's tricky. He's getting the right price. 6,500 to call, 18,000 in the middle. It's actually favorable pot odds, but you're out of position. It's tough to get paid even if you hit. And he just rips it in there, and Azhar flicks in a chip for the call. What a huge pot this has become, and it comes
All in call हो चुका है. Nice.
down to one card on the river. 13 outs going once for Lakshpal Singh. It is Azhar at risk though, so the bounty is in play 36% of the time. Laksh has a monster stack
Azhar
and a bounty.
will go
Can
out or he will have a massive double up.
Oh, is he praying, Addy?
You kind of do, because there is the old saying, too many outs is not a great thing.
ऊपर रख दिया for protecting the chips. कि भाई ये थॉर का हैमर मींस कि मेरी चिप्स कहीं नहीं जा रही हैं. They will stay at the table. मतलब ये कहीं से वो मैनिफेस्ट कर रहा है. He believes that. तो
I
इसलिए
saw
उसने
him
ऐसे
close
वो
his
थॉर का
eyes
हैमर
and
ऊपर रख लिया.
almost will a club. Let's see if it works. Oh, it's a brick.
Ooh, it's a brick.
Azhar
Double
gets
up,
a
let's
massive
go,
double up.
let's go, Azhar.
And Laksh showing emotions for once.
Can't blame him. Thought he played that really well.
Kind of like my line a lot. I think if he has something like ace jack or ace queen, he's in a very shit spot and mostly has to fold. And also he knows I'm capable of bluffing that spot, so he's going to float hands like queen jack backdoor, king queen, king jack, and might like start bluffing those on the turn. So I already get those to fold as
So this is kind of like that difference between like a professional poker player and a like a recreational poker player like me. कि ना इस situation में the result was not favorable in his way, but still he thought that it was a really nice played out hand by him. बिकॉज उसने सारे एस्पेक्ट सोच लिए कि ये हैंड ऐसा भी जा सकता था, ऐसा भी जा सकता था, अगर उसके पास ये हैंड होता तो ऐसा जा सकता था, एंड सो ऑन. एंड most of the cases में that thing was favorable in his case, so he really liked his play. But हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि हार गए, दैट मीन्स कि ये तो हमने गलत या घटिया ही खेला. वो इन पोकर हारना डज नॉट और जीतना ऑल्सो डज नॉट मीन एनीथिंग. You can win if you're very lucky, and you can lose if you're very unlucky. But if you constantly play by the solvers or do the right things, then you'll eventually probably win at
well. So yeah, I mean, kind of just sucks that he woke up, but that happens. And I was happy with how I played. I don't think I did anything too crazy or out of line. I was playing pretty solid and taking my spots as they came.
Lakshpal is surely the one I look up to the most, and I would say that I'm afraid of most in this field. I've had a chance of sharing the table with him quite often, and not very happily, but I would say that he gets the better of me mostly. So I think I'm really looking forward to playing with him.
Well, we have a new short stack on the table. It's Mr. Season 1 winner himself, Lakshpal Singh. If he didn't have a target on his back as Season 1 winner already, his 15-point bounty will certainly secure it.
नहीं वहाँ के रुकने हैं, चेंज कर लो. But कहाँ सोच रहा है?
Back four.
Queens now for Ruben Labru. Ruben with an actual hand is dangerous. Nobody expects him to have one.
सही है.
Azhar with
Let's not forget
7-3
Laksh being under
suited.
10k.
ये देखो.
He is the master of grinding short.
क्वींस पे उसने 1000 रेस किया. ये सत्ती तिग्गी सूटेड पे हमारा दोस्त यहाँ पे 3900 3 bet कर रहा है. Let's
Stacks
see,
as well,
let's see
isn't
how
he?
it turns out
You know,
for him.
I'm just gonna forget about Laksh for a second there and take note of
क्योंकि आ
Azhar
रहा है,
3
4
betting
bets तो
7-3
definitely
of
आ रहा है,
diamonds.
इसमें कोई doubt ही नहीं
Maybe
है.
perhaps, like you said, people don't believe Ruben when he has it, but I think this is more a case of Azhar just likes the blood.
Azhar just doing Azhar things. He's the Tom Dwan of the circuit thus far. Going up against Queens. King high board, and he manages to flop a flush draw. I think that happens like...
Bye. How does he get so lucky? मतलब इस सिचुएशन में ना इससे बेटर फ्लॉप नहीं हो सकता था इसके लिए कि उसका फ्लश ड्रॉ आ गया है. एंड क्वींस की फट रही होगी कि किंग इज ऑन द बोर्ड, सो भाई बच के रहना चाहिए. So and Azhar would be really aggressive because flush draw आ गया है, अब तो bet खेलना है.
1 in 9 times.
We have already 4
Azhar
bet.
running pretty good considering how the hand has proceeded thus
bet,
far.
sorry.
Enough equity to be comfortable in fire.
Bet call.
And
Easy,
Ruben,
easy call.
one overcard on the board. Can't feel too happy about that for now. Will continue.
Rooting for a diamond.
Way too early to fold,
not a
and
diamond.
out comes the ace, the second overcard.
Queens की तो लग चुकी है. अगर if Azhar bets here, then Queens is so dead, bro.
Azhar, like he almost knows it's the perfect card. Fires 11k.
That's a big bet too. He's picked up additional equity, by the way. He has the gut shot to the wheel as well. Has put some pep in his step, not that he needed it.
Out also.
And Queens can't take the heat.
Can we rabbit in this? No, right?
Rabbit क्या?
Choose one card.
सारे draws तो मैं block कर रहा हूँ.
एक पत्ता उठा.
I don't need to see.
Azhar asking for the rabbit hunt to see if his flush would have come in. Gets in the needle to Ruben.
I always struggle with people who go out of line, you know, and like the people who study and all. I feel like it's not that tough. They don't get too out of line. He's again one of that category, you know, the exploitative players who can get creative. So it can be like big pots with him. Basically, I can either win big or lose big, which I'm kind of ready for. Like I also don't mind that.
Mohammad Azhar, a newcomer to the circuit and the young blood at the table. Emphasis on blood. Because
emphasis on blood.
That's what he's after. He's not happy with reading your soul. He wants to own it. In the poker world, we call them lags, loose aggressives. Azhar is a hyper lag, an antidote to the computer boys. And when he pulls off the sick bluff, you best believe he'll show it to you and add salt to the wound. His prowess in high stakes nosebleed cash to the wound.
I went to this event with him and ये photo मैंने खींची है. Nice. This is Shagun Jain, by the way. These two are one of my like good friends. And इनके साथ मैं गया था to celebrate their win जो युवराज सिंह के साथ इसको मिली थी trophy and crazy.
Prowess in high stakes nosebleed cash games around the world. His prowess in high stakes nosebleed cash games.
This is one of those photos जो like मुझे याद है कि कहाँ ये अजहर और मैंने एक पोकर टूर्नामेंट ऑर्गेनाइज करवाया था इन कॉलेज एंड दिस इज वन ऑफ द फोटोज फ्रॉम देयर. मतलब ये डीलर बना था, मतलब नॉट लाइक बस ऐसे ही एक टेबल पे फॉर लाइक हाफ एन आवर और सो. इसने कहा कि मैं डील कर देता हूँ कार्ड्स एंड ही वाज सो मतलब एंटरटेनिंग एंड मतलब बाकी सबको ऐसे हंसा रहा था एंड मतलब बिल्कुल ऐसे मज़े में पत्ते देख के कि तेरा दुग्गी आने वाला है एंड कुछ भी कर रहा था. तो एंड हमारे फेस्ट के फोटोग्राफर्स ने ये कैप्चर किया था उस टाइम पे.
Around the world rival some of the best in the field. But more importantly, poker is a game of momentum. And this man is arriving fresh off securing one of the largest prizes ever awarded in India. 1 crore for his third place finish in the biggest online tournament of all time.
I know.
PokerBazi's GOAT. Let's not forget his
GOAT,
NPS
man.
medal tally is one of the best of all time. 9 medals, including an astounding 5 golds. His online screen name is Chandler Bing, but if you've come across him at the table, chances are he leaves you crying, not laughing. And the sicko that he is, he'll love every moment of it.
Ooh, that scene was
6 players left, 5 of them likely feeling the ICM pinch because Lakshpal Singh has a tiny stack. They don't want to bust before him.
That's actually a fair deal.
Minus 10 points to the next player out. Vinod gets busy with the premium. Ace Jack suited under the gun.
This time Vinod has a hand.
Laksh seems to know. Indeed, Vinod does have a hand. Ruben Labru. Suited 1 gapper. Will try to hit the flop. He's in position.
Ooh. Azhar has diamonds, 5-4 of diamonds, and diamonds Vinod ने block कर रखे हैं. Like if 3 diamonds come on the board, Then Azhar is completely dead because उसके पास nut diamonds हैं विनोद के पास. So only
Lux
range
has
is
borrowed
working
the
for
hammer
Azhar's
from
hand
Azhar
में.
for a little bit
कि
of
lower
luck.
range आ जाए तो it's good.
Yeah, that
for him.
amazing card protector, Thor's hammer.
I guess he's worthy.
Sounds like anime.
Oh, and
Four,
what a flop.
five.
Jack 5-4.
Ooh. And both the opponents have a jack. That is sick. मतलब ये इतना अच्छा फ्लॉप है ना इसके लिए कि इसके पास बॉटम टू पेयर है एंड वन ऑफ द गाइज हैज टॉप पेयर टॉप किकर एस जैक एंड अदर गाय आल्सो हैज अ जैक मतलब अदर गाय विल इवेंचुअली फोल्ड इफ दीज टू बैटल इट आउट but still the pot will grow much bigger in that case.
Or Azhar
It's good
called
for Azhar.
5-4 suited in the small. It comes top pair versus bottom two. Two top pairs, mind you. Ruben Labru has also hit.
Call.
Vinod continuation bets into two people. Ruben calls, and Azhar needs to know these players need to have something. Now might be the time to bump up the action with bottom two.
And bump it up he does to the tune of
Bump it up he
10,300
does.
chips.
Bye.
What a dream
bets,
scenario when you have
calls,
bottom two.
and
You
he
unblock
raises.
the top pair card, and you can see here.
विनोद का बहुत टफ डिसीजन है भाई क्योंकि ऑफ सूट बोर्ड है लाइक रेनबो बोर्ड है आई एम सॉरी तो मतलब ही इज नॉट अफ्रेड ऑफ फ्लश ड्रॉज डूइंग दिस ही कैन ओनली एंड जैक में उसके पास द बेस्ट वैरायटी ऑफ जैक है एंड उसके पास द ओनली इशू आई थिंक ही इज हैविंग इज कि उसके पास बैकडोर फ्लश ड्रॉ नहीं है दैट मीन्स अगर एक डायमंड होता ना बोर्ड पे तो देर इज ऑल्सो पॉसिबिलिटी कि रनिंग डायमंड आ जाते हैं एंड ही हैज सम बैकडोर आउट्स ऑफ मेकिंग अ फ्लश उसके पास वो भी नहीं है दैट इज ऑल्सो कंसर्निंग बात यहाँ पे विनोद के लिए
Both players have a jack. And ace jack suited too strong for Vinod to consider folding at the moment. Ruben though seems to know he's likely beat.
Good disciplined fold there from Mr. Labru.
Okay.
And wow!
Ooh.
There we go. Full.
This card is अजहर के लिए तो obviously is best but विनोद के लिए भी अच्छा है because if Vinod thinks that Azhar has a jack of some sort like king jack so
Full
still
house just like that for Azhar on the turn. And that's actually an interesting one because if I'm in Vinod's shoes, I'm really wondering what to do here.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's a very difficult spot. Azhar's gone small here, and Vinod actually quickly calls.
Only a jack
When
can save
Azhar
him.
check raises into two
Only a
people, he
jack.
either has a strong draw or has
Does
the kind
not
of hand he
come.
does. Could have a set of fives as well.
Does not come. Let's see how
Seven does
Azhar
connect.
अब देखते हैं पॉट में हमारे पास 46,000 है इसमें अजहर के पास एंड अजहर का स्टैक इज समवेयर अराउंड 59,000 आई एम गेसिंग ही वुड बेट समवेयर अराउंड 20k 22k 24k के अराउंड बेट करेगा
Connect with some of those draws that Azhar could potentially have.
All
But he
in.
goes for
I was
max
wrong.
pain.
So wrong.
This is a six spot. The backdoor flush has come in as well. Azhar should not be doing this too often. Once a hand like 7-6, 8-7 does make a pair, but he's capable. That's the problem. In Vinod's shoes.
अब Azhar as the only thing that is working in Azhar's favor is ना कि उसकी image is so bluffy ना सबको लगता है कि वो हमेशा bluff कर रहा होता है that is why that makes people pay him a lot in spots like these because अगर तुम्हारी ऐसी image है ना on the table तो that's what earns you a lot of money eventually.
You just don't want to get owned after all the showdowns Azhar has had with all kinds of rags.
मतलब मुझे लगता है कि विनोद किसी और बंदे के सामने ना ये easily fold कर देता अभी तक but just because it's Azhar ना he is thinking it out and that is sick.
Does Vinod think Ace Jack is good here?
Time bank के साथ खेल
I
रहा
would
है कि
not
भाई
want to
दूं
be in
या
this spot.
ना दूं. The hand tough है undoubtedly, but opponent भी unpredictable.
Can't go about putting your opponent on full houses, and yet that's what Azhar is repping.
4-5.
Does not use the time bank, lets it go. Laksh guessing 4-5, and Azhar reveals that indeed that is what he had.
No, top fold from Vinod there.
No, but he can have on ace 4 also.
I'm saying at 4-5.
4 is a raise only.
So Azhar is a little bit of a wild card because he is both a tournament player and a cash player and has been playing for quite a long time. And he did finish third in the greatest of all tournaments and plays a lot live. So I think his element will be, playing live where he's played so many tournaments where he probably definitely know how to maneuver. So I think he'll definitely be on the, snug side. So let's see, it's going to be interesting because he could definitely go both ways.
Azhar, new to the circuit, but certainly not new to poker. Comfortable as you like, enjoying himself, as one should do. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. Azhar very much embodies that philosophy.
4-5 pull-outs लगा रहा है.
Poker is a game of skill.
Jokes. Mine's up, right?
Yeah.
16.
Poker is the game of skill. Azhar के hand का मजाक उड़ रहा है भाई.
Ruben with yet another suited connector will open it up from the hijack.
Luck still looking for that hand, can't find it just yet. Azhar, another ace.
6-7 भी क्या ही करेगा? यही करेगा.
Okay, this is something that I want to see. Two creative, aggressive players in the hand. Anyone else want a piece of this? No. No, thank you, they say.
No, I did. It's just that lying here makes absolutely zero
Vinod?
sense because the truth is out there.
No. I thought he was thinking, having evil thoughts there and perhaps wanting some revenge, but he gets out the way.
That we can believe.
Both sides also like it.
4-5 tax.
Both sides.
Fair fight. It's almost a flip in terms of equities. Jack 10 suited versus Ace 9, and it comes 8-7-6.
They're playing
Something for
decently in the
both players, but
tournament as well,
Azhar with a
guys.
clear lead. He has the open ender
Decently.
and 2 overs.
अच्छा यहाँ पे क्या चल रहा है? Okay. First elimination winner. Okay, देखते हैं.
Ruben with 2
अभी
overs
देखा नहीं मैंने कौन
and a
सी
gut
है.
shot. No
I don't
back
want to
doors though.
spoil
Needing each other's cards.
50.
Ruben cannot represent much on a flop like that. Does not favor the pre-flop aggressor at all.
तो इस केस में रूबन के पास है गट शॉट एंड अजहर हैज अ ओपन एंडर एंड अ हाई कार्ड. अजहर के लिए काफ़ी अच्छा फ्लॉप है, बट ही डज नॉट नो दैट रूबन के लिए अच्छा है या नहीं. So
Azhar can represent pretty much anything from any spot. So there you go. 2,500 is the bet. How will Ruben proceed?
He might have enough to continue, but out of position, it's tricky.
8-5.
Well, not if you decide to check raise it. This is purely exploitation.
What will I think अगर यहाँ पे let's suppose if someone check raises me, तो देखो मुझे लगेगा कि उसके पास ओपन एंडर है, ओपन एंडेड विद अ फ्लश ड्रॉ है, या क्योंकि ऑलरेडी मेड हैंड तो नहीं होगा, मेड हैंड वोंट लाइक चेक रेज रेयरली, तो इधर ओपन एंडेड है या फ्लश ड्रॉ है, which Azhar blocks because Azhar के पास actually open ended है, तो Azhar will I think definitely call
This is not a board you're check raising too often as the pre-flop raiser. Ruben could have
And
any
plus
hand as
diamond
well, let's not
blocker भी है
forget.
उसके पास
He's
nine
shown down some crazy ones.
call तो करेगा definitely.
These guys have a dynamic building. The 4 deuce will be ringing in Azhar's ears right now.
हाँ 4 deuce दिखाया था उस बंदे ने.
And he comes along with his open ender, does have a diamond to boot. Another 6. Mind you, when Ruben check raises, he's trying to say he has a set of some sort, which would have become a full house right
Ruben
now.
checks, Azhar would check for a free card, I feel. Check.
And if you're bluffing, the story's got to be believable and the betting has to be in line with that.
Perhaps why Ruben checks if
यहाँ
you...
पे Azhar का ace is very strong because the board is 2-pet And only pairs larger than 6 have a say in this hand.
Boarded up on the turn, you might want to keep your opponent in the mix. And now it comes another 8 on the river. Does Ruben want to try and represent? I'm not sure, frankly, what he wants to represent. Well, he bets anyway.
क्यों?
No way! Oh my god!
मुझे भी लग रहा था कि नहीं करेगा भाई फोल्ड. मुझे भी नहीं लग रहा था because board pair हुआ है. If you believe that he is good on the turn, then he should be good on the river, obviously.
I can't believe
Bro, I'm
this.
telling you, the hand you checked on this board is sets and nines and.
Oh my god!
And Azhar just mucks it.
There's like no value also in that, like very less.
Lux didn't believe it for a minute.
Azhar and Ruben picked up the heat, and they're both like really aggressive players. They play a wide range of hands. They play a lot of street poker also. And yeah, that you can see that, you know, in their chip stacks. It'll always like be like either they'll have a big stack or they'll be out like early on, you know. So that's the kind of high variance game style they play. And I think they're both very good players. And Ruben, I think, is very, very tricky. And Azhar is, of course, a new addition, and he's going to like surprise everyone. And I think I kind of expect both of them to make the finale.
Ruben Labru treats poker as an art form. Each hand he plays, he can create a chaotic piece of modern art with wild strokes, or find a different gear and deliver a perfect precision portrait. He is absolutely fearless at the table and will make moves no ordinary player will ever consider. With 2 gold NPS medals and victories in the Indian Poker Masters, there is a method to his madness, which is why he has few laurels left to achieve in poker. When you see his now legendary screen name Corn Kid pop up online, chances are you'll be praying for a table change ASAP. Last season, Ruben's winner-take-all playing style resulted in an epic blow-up, going from first to last on the final table in a matter of minutes. But it's this roller coaster Ruben loves to ride and bring his opponents along for, often against their will.
This is a dynamic that I cannot wait to see play out over the course of this table and perhaps the season.
Azhar is
Street
queen of diamonds again. Don't fuck it up this time,
Poker
brother.
Ruben and Azhar, both veterans in their own way of hyper lag playing styles.
Under the gun, yeah.
Every spot, just pot. Just wanted to say pot. Become like 67% 3-bet, 100%.
Ace Queen suited now for Azhar. He had this exact holding before, got owned by Jaswin. This time around, he's the one opening under the gun. As Azhar said himself, people tend not to believe that he ever has a holding. Is this another Ruben Azhar battle? Ace 8 off for Ruben?
Yes, sir.
Looks like it. Oh, hello. Lux has finally picked up a hand.
Oh, Lux has a 9.
Perfect timing as well. Can simply get it in there. Try to pick up the dead money, but the ace queen suited surely will come along. Azhar isolates. He's going for the bounty, as he of course should. And we have a flip.
Classic. Do you have an ace or queen?
Round 2, huh?
Nice. Actually, you should never ask that. तो लगता है और बुरा लगता है.
Lux making sure other people had aces, but the queen is the one that comes on the flop.
Let's go, Azhar. Let's go. Getting lucky, getting there. Only 9 as the out.
Oh, he's just trying to will a 9 on the river, but it's an ace.
Good luck.
We lose Lakshpal Singh in 6th place, minus 10 for him.
It was fun, obviously. You know, the format was really good today. And our table was kind of crazy, so everyone was just going ham, 3-betting, 4-betting, showing threes and deuces, and it was kind of crazy. So I was kind of sandwiched between all of that with not that great holdings. So I was a bit card dead, I think. Didn't pick up like that many premiums and stuff. And then I had one very crucial hand with Azhar, where I defended the big blind 3-way with 7-9 of clubs, and then I check raised on ace-8 deuce against Azhar c-bet. The turn came at 10, and it was the perfect card for me. I checked to check jam, and I did that, and unfortunately he snapped off with 2 pairs, ace-8. And yeah, and then it came down to a flip, and I lost that to get my first minus points of circuit. So yeah, sucks a little bit because tomorrow PLO is on and it's not my strong suit. And I really had to perform today. So it's kind of bad for me to be in the negative zone right now. But it's alright. I mean, I did fine in PLO last time and I'm going to try my best. So I actually haven't seen the seating draw yet, but I know like all the PLO players in circuit are basically on my table. So it's going to be tough. But I think like, you know, how sometimes I find them unpredictable in Hold'em. They could find me unpredictable in PLO and, you know, I could be the dark horse. So.
Down to 5 on our table.
Very difficult.
Lakshpa.
Oh, Azhar is leading. Azhar is leading. Azhar is leading with 106 bigs. Jaswin, Ruben, Vinod, Jagdeep. Nice.
Singh eliminated, but don't count him out just yet for the season. Plenty of events to go. We have Mohammad Azhar with over 100,000 in chips and the chip lead.
40? Should have just about 100.
45. 45.
The last set of minus points on offer.
On offer, Vidor? I don't think anyone wants them.
2 bounties have been awarded already. 1 to Jagdeep and 1 to Azhar.
Queen Jack off.
Jagdeep is going to open Queen Jack off from the cutoff. Even I'm comfortable playing Queen Jack off from the cutoff. Well, wait just a second. Maybe I'm not so comfortable when the maniac Ruben Labru is sitting on my left.
Queen
He's 3-betted from the button. Queen 2 suited. You hear about the suited ace littles, king littles. Man is taking it too far with the queen little.
You will have to. You'll have to. जब cut off से 3-bet, sorry, deal button से 3-bet आ रहा है.
Ordinarily, Queen Jack off is not a hand you want to just call a 3-bet with, especially out of position. Jagdeep, the PLO end boss.
He's picking up chips? Is that? That is. That's a 4-bet right there from Jagdeep Singh.
Something different and कुछ cool करने की कोशिश.
Live reads on point, Vidor, I think.
How do they know?
Everyone appreciates.
This is a bluff, mind you. Queen Jack off is not a hand you want to 4-bet for value, so he's correctly put Ruben on a weak holding. And I just don't see how Ruben can proceed.
Nice bluff.
Bluff ही था मैं कुछ कर ही नहीं पा रहा.
मेरे पास ace-8 off था यार. So
तू भी कर सकता था पहले कुछ.
मैं सोच रहा था कुछ करना चाहता था फिर पता नहीं.
अच्छी साइजिंग कर दी थी बस. स्टैक मैं कुछ कर ही नहीं पाया. मैन्यूवर ही नहीं कर पाया इसमें. सिर्फ भर ही सकता हूँ इस पे.
But यही था, ये who blinks वाला hand था. Whoever blinks wins.
I had a stack which basically just allowed me either to call or raise, and like I thought I would raise to a situation where, you know, like it will give Ruben an idea that I would not raise folding, and then when I raised it, he just folded there, thinking that I wouldn't fold off. So my idea was I made the sizing in a way that, you know, like it seemed like I'm committed to it, but I wasn't really, that he could have jammed, I would have actually folded to that.
Well, 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 he may be a newbie to the circuit, but he's a veteran to the felts. That's Jagdeep Singh, an almost mythical figure in Indian poker. If poker was a video game, he is the final boss. Known for playing cash games at the absolute highest stakes around the world, he handles the nosebleeds, as we call them in poker, with unshakable calm. And when we say high stakes, we mean buy-ins worth houses. He famously switched to the 4-card game only because Hold'em games were banning him left, right and center for being too good. So there's no lack of edge with just 2 whole cards. Originally from Delhi, but now traveling the world to go wherever there is action, Jagdeep has accomplished everything he wanted to in the game. But now, with a new crown on offer, his sights are set. Equal parts studied and intuitive, his challenge will be to quickly adapt to tournaments and the unique point structure here at the circuit.
5 players remaining, each more accomplished than the other. Some of them have been more active in the beginning of the table. Vinod and Jaswin come to mind. Others later on, Jagdeep, Azhar, Ruben, for instance. Vinod, by the way, Addy, with the open hair is much more daunting a figure, don't you think?
Yeah, I like it. Table presence and literally more coverage.
Jagdeep has decided to bump up the action, and
Weird.
Vinod has a hefty chunk of change in front of him, which he's now committing all in. And Jagdeep is eyeing the stack, but looks like he's in the mood to call. In comes the chip. We have a showdown, and it's going to be Vinod at risk. Queens versus sevens for Vinod. Jagdeep in the lead. Vinod needs a 7 to the rescue.
Only a 7.
None to be found on the turn.
Oh, Vinod also out.
Oh, he's using the stand-up equity. It doesn't help.
Yep.
You lose Vinod in 5th place.
Top 4, Azhar, let's go.
Minus points for Vinod with no bounties.
On
to the next one.
You get officials, just wait it out.
Okay, Vinod out in 5th place.
You're here again.
Yeah, well, here we are again. A little better than last time, though.
Much better start, I would say. But yeah, still sad nonetheless.
But PLO tomorrow, so I'm sure you're happy about that. But let's go back to today, because there was a couple of spots I want to talk about. One was a big hand against Azhar, where he had to fold ace-jack. He ended up having the boat. Was it the 7 of spades really saved you there, or did you put him on something more specific?
Yeah, I think by the river, it was quite obvious that I was beat, because almost everything got there. There were like very few bluffs he could have. And I think I got, like, the run out helped me out.
Yeah.
So I think that played to my advantage. But I think I saved myself on the flop, because it could have gone a lot of ways. And luckily I chose the right route. And yeah, it paid off. But didn't work out in the end. Jagdeep just had won the previous hand before the break. So he just chipped up by, I think now he had 2 big blinds more than me. So, at this point now, being the shortest stack in a bounty format is not where you want to be. So, like, coming back from the break, I thought, it would kind of make sense. Like, I kind of knew that small blind, big blind was going to be the very next hand. So I, figured that I'd have to basically try to, like, not be the shortest stack, because I didn't want to, like, blind myself down and not give myself a chance to win. So I kind of had to take this high variance route, and because 80% of the time he's not going to have a hand to call, and he's going to fold a lot of better hands as well. So turns out he had one of those 20% hands that he could call. So today, like, cause it started off quite well for me. Everyone was playing, at least I started off with the table. I set the aggressive template. And I think as the hands kept coming, people just kept, there were a lot of 3-bets, a lot of 4-bets. And I think people picked up on the dynamic that people were raising a lot pre-flop. That, in fact, everyone kind of realized that this was a table where you just had to, keep finding these spots, because there was no way you could chip up otherwise. Like, you would have to find these bluffs, which, is shows that how tough the lineup is, where you kind of have to fight for every spot.
And just like that, back-to-back eliminations means we're down to 4 players. Nobody's short. Everybody has at least 50 big blinds. Plenty of action to come. Every player now guaranteed positive 10 points. That's where you want to be. Have some positive points going into day 2 of the circuit. 2 of these players have bounties as well. There's 80 points in terms of the leaderboard up on offer. 3 bounties still to go. Lots to play for. Another mystery hand, perhaps. Jagdeep opens on the button. And Ruben, understandably, 3-betting ace-queen off from the small.
That is good.
Jagdeep seems to be not done with his hand and rips it. And Ruben insta-calls. These are a lot of blinds to go in. Let's see what he has.
Okay.
Oh, it's queens again for Jagdeep, running hot. Ruben on the verge of elimination. Needs an ace.
don't play all these hands.
Well, only 3 of those left in the deck, so pray, pray, pray is the meta. Oh, it works! The ace comes through. Ruben Labru, alive.
Alive and thriving. He's going to be up to 121,000. Jagdeep crippled down to half a starting stack. Like I said, these were a lot of blinds to go in there. What a time to catch the ace.
Just one.
Ruben emerging as the clear chip lead on the table, 121,000 in his stack.
I think now Ruben and Azhar are big stacks.
Blinds up to 800, 1600. Four-handed under the gun is essentially the cutoff. Ruben, though, has 5-3 off, doesn't engage.
Justin, who we've barely seen, has been quietly going about his business.
24.
Not so quiet anymore. He puts Jagdeep all in with King Jack off, and Jagdeep wakes up with what I think is a must-call hand. It's 15 bigs, but Jagdeep knows the math. You have to go with it. Go with it, he does. He's going to be in the lead.
Classic.
Jagdeep at risk, his bounty in play, but ahead for now, and an ace on the flop, and not much for Jaswin to write home about.
I think Jaswin is dead.
दीवार फोटो फ्रेम सब सुंदर सुंदर आई है एकदम.
ये तो
That's out. That's out.
I said 10.
That's the other.
10. Let's go 10.
Sweat के बिना कैसे
हो सकता है?
Oh
No way!
No. ये क्या हुआ?
Oh my goodness. Azhar and Ruben literally high-fiving because they just laddered up and got more points.
That was, oh my god, we were just thinking without sweat कैसे होगा? That was too much.
He hit the ace, which he had, like he called off with ace 7 correctly. And when he hit the ace, like it was completely dead for me because the only hand I could make was backdoor, runner pairs, right? So I got the backdoor straight. I called for it though, so that felt good. That made me feel like, chalo, at least the run is good. And yeah, got me those extra 15 points.
Poker's fun, huh? Punished for playing excellent again. Once more. Sick last hand there. Just goes runner. What was going through your mind? You had to call off a pretty serious jam in the first place, and it was good.
Yeah, I was just thinking if like it's gonna be ICM call or fold. Like I don't play tournaments that often, so I was just like thinking about it. But then I probably figured out that I have to call this.
Fair enough. You were talking in the other room, we were discussing a little bit about the point system. You wanted to get a little clarity because you didn't play season 1, of course, and one of the major things from that is that people were trying to figure out how to navigate these points. Have you given that much thought yet, or have you developed a strategy?
Not yet, but I'm like, I think like 20% through it.
20%? All right.
Trying to figure out what I need to do. That's a start. This table today was mad because it was like kind of street poker going on. Like people like 3-betting with like random hands with the 3x, 4x, and people 4-betting with similar kind of hands. So it was a lot of like, because people knew each other, there was a lot of, like meta in the games. And that's why it was a lot of fun.
We've reached three-handed play much quicker than we did on table 1, which means we are plenty deep, over 60 big blinds average. It's all to play for, and these 3 contenders know what they're doing. I would argue that these are the 3 most street players we have at the circuit. I'm certainly looking forward to some fireworks.
That is true.
52. Definitely as Ruben Labru opens the action. Ruben, extra creative. Azhar, extra aggressive. Jaswin, extra perceptive. What a combination.
And Azhar once again with a premium holding, once again hoping to not get credit considering his reputation for playing all kinds of hands. Ruben has opened from the small blind over 3x, pretty standard with an ace. And now Azhar has 3-betted. And Ruben has ripped it. He's ripped a huge stack, almost 70 bigs, is it?
I cover.
Azhar flicked that chip in to call super fast as well.
What a misstep and a favorable spot for Azhar.
एक सेकंड क्या हुआ यहाँ पे?
Stack almost 70 bigs, is it?
Azhar called Ace King. In action क्या था?
Ruben has opened from the small blind over 3x, pretty standard with an ace. And now Azhar has 3-betted. And Ruben has ripped it. He's ripped a huge stack, almost 70 bigs, is it?
I cover.
Azhar flicked that chip in to call super fast as well.
What a misstep and a favorable spot for Azhar.
Can save him.
चौकी मजा तो बहुत आएगा वैसे. चौकी लग गई तो फील तो बहुत आएगी.
Feel the buzz, ये देखिए needling चल रही.
The turn brings a huge opportunities.
Chopping out?
Easy. I'm not too.
You're not greedy?
Not demanding.
No greedy?
Close. How much?
And Azhar eliminates Ruben.
Check तक का plan बना दिया था.
Bit of a blow up. Azhar with a huge stack heading into heads up.
All right, Ruben, third place, good start. You're playing fearless poker out there. You're 3 and 4 betting pretty much anything that had an ace. You're just trying to put massive pressure.
Azhar.
That was the idea, but I was also picking my opponents. I wasn't doing it randomly. Trying to sense weakness. Sometimes I feel like when people feel pushed around, they like overplay hands and stuff. So I was just picking like new opponents to do it against every time. So that was the idea, of course, max pressure.
Fair enough, but you do know that those two guys are specifically psychos, right? So
It's okay. I like psychos. It's like either I go or one of us bust basically. So it's okay.
finally, were we just short after that big hand that you got into with Azhar, where I think 4-bet ace 4 and he turns up with ace king. After that, what happened?
I'm small blind. I 3x ace 4 off on him, and he 3-bets me from big blind, which I was expecting, and I had a game plan all along. I'm like, let him keep doing it. I'm going to keep jamming. And I did the same. I had ace 4 off this hand and I just jammed on him. 3-way seems not so bad, to be honest. Like, and especially as an aggressive player. So, like, I don't mind my spot at all, to be honest. And I really wanted to hit the 4. I was just like, I'm going to give it dirty to him. But that's fine.
I started 3-betting Ruben a lot, and I know that is something that doesn't sit well with him because, he's a player who likes to fight back. So he doesn't sit well when you're trying to push him around. And in those spots, when you pick up the right hand at the right time, things will happen. So this hand it was Ruben and me blind versus blind. He raised from the small blind to 3x, and I 3-bet him. I had ace king off, standard spot. And for some reason, he decided to pile in 70 big blinds. I snap called because it's a spot where it's a no-brainer to call that hand. And he had ace 4 off. So, thank you, Ruben, I guess.
My idea was either I play heads up with the Jaswin or Azhar plays heads up with Jaswin, and like either way it goes 2:1 basically because one of us will have a big stack. It's 3. I've locked up some points and then I give myself a lead to get up to 80 points. So I don't mind it so much. And also
the game is changed in heads up. Like तुम्हें ऐसे hands खेलने पड़ते हैं, ऐसे spots में all in जाना पड़ता है, which you.
It works very well because he has an aggressive image, and when you run good, when you pick up cards in that, it just works wonders for you, So you can just dominate like the entire field. I think what most people don't understand is that if I do this, something which no one does, no one jams 70 bigs, right? Like it makes no sense. It's a very unorthodox play. But if I do this and the other person thinks I'm capable of doing it, the future EV is very high. People start 3-betting you. People start flatting more. I get a lot of advantage if they have this impression in their mind that someone can do this. Like I just get like a lot of locks in the future. I get a lot of flats in the future. I mean, this is how it works. It has always worked like this for me, and I don't really regret it that much. It's an ace X, blind on blind against an aggressive player. Like I don't mind it. 3-way, it's fine.
Ruben Labru explaining the method to his madness there, and now we're left with Azhar and Jaswin battling it out in a deep stack heads up battle.
So it's the legend versus the prodigy. Mohammad Azhar versus Jaswin Sehgal. Youthful aggression versus the wisdom of ages. Who will come out on top as these two lock horns for the final bounty and the points? One question remains. Will experience reign supreme, or will raw firepower steal the show? It's time for Heads Up.
It's time for... Oh! ये बढ़िया फोटो है भाई. Okay, I think I'll probably go all in this hand. This photo is a scene to watch on my stream. Matlab, this photo is crazy. I like this one. Yeah, let's resume after this hand. Joe Mathu. Okay. Okay, let's see what. यार इस पे पेयर है. But I think we are trying to hit an ace here. Oh. Hold, please. Hold. Yes, let's go. Let's go, guys. We are back. We are back in the game. Oof, oof, oof. Azhar and me both are back in the game. Somehow, fortunately, let's go. Okay. Heads up, heads up, heads up.
Mohammad Azhar coming into heads up
cool
with
hai
a
ye
2-1
setup.
chip lead. Very favorable spot to be in, but this is heads up.
वो Azhar
Tables
का
can
hammer
turn
घूमते हुए
in
मस्त
just a
लग रहा है
moment.
काफी.
One hand goes all in, and your stacks can get flipped.
ये देखो, ये देखो,
See
ये
a
देखो.
beautiful shot
काफी
of
cool लग
his
रहा है.
card protector there, the Thor hammer, Mjolnir, I believe it's called.
Yes,
What is
sir.
it called?
Great concept for a card.
Mjolnir, I believe it's called.
Mjolnir?
Yes, sir. Great concept for a card protector because only he who is worthy can pick it up. So your cards are very much safe.
Ace Jack is open on the button as it should be. Jack 7 of diamonds defended in the big blind as it should also be. And we see the 8-6-3 2 spades board.
Check, check.
Most of the time you will not be connecting with the flop and you have to fight for every pot.
Open-ender
That's
has
exactly what Justin is doing. He catches the open ender, bets out with the semi-bluff.
Fall, obviously.
Azhar seems to be
Raise
not
also.
convinced. He knows ace high is going to be good. So often in heads up, he checked behind on the flop. His hand is essentially under-repped. And he makes the correct call. 11 outs for Justin. Otherwise, ace high is still good. And the 4 of hearts means the ace high indeed gets the check mark.
Still is good. Will Jasmine be able to bluff?
And now the question, does Justin want to go for it?
Go for it, he does.
20?
Oh, it's big. It's a big bet. It's
Pot size
polarized.
bet.
25,000 into about the same in the pot. This is a huge ask for Azhar. If he's wrong,
Huge.
Justin will end up evening stacks.
It's early on in this heads up, setting the tone. Justin trying to assert his dominance.
Ooh, Jasmine just stacked.
But Azhar has not
100,000.
folded yet. Not convinced as you said,
Azhar is
Bidar.
thinking about it.
That's a time bank he wants to use, wants to think about it more. Seems to know that Justin would be doing this with all kinds of hands that would have equity on the turn. Jack 10 comes to mind, perhaps hands as wide as anything with a 7 in it.
No
Any
flush,
two
no
spades as well.
complete.
Indeed.
So it's a good
Azhar only blocks one spade, has the Jack of spades. It's not the perfect calling candidate, but sometimes it's just about your gut. Oh, he does it. Makes the call, and that 2-1 chip lead is now 3-1.
And I wonder what Justin makes of that, because he's usually the guy with the reads. Now he's come up against
sick,
someone who's
sick,
just read him
sick.
like a book.
Sick call, bhai. Sick
Justin is no
call. I
spring
love it.
chicken, and I mean that in the
Dekh,
best
full,
way.
full
Like a
attitude
book,
se
the guy
chip
with
bhai.
the-
Dekho.
Justin is no spring
Yeah.
chicken, and I mean
Yeah.
that in the best way possible. He will be adjusting to this dynamic instantly.
कितना try hard कर रहा है कि
Azhar,
भाई cool
meanwhile,
attitude.
looking confident.
Bande
Thor hammer, the shades, the chips. What more could he want in his first ever showing at the
Jacket
circuit?
suited. Azhar
Has a
loves
couple
this
of
hand a lot.
bounties, has locked
I
in
know
at
for a
least second place
fact.
points.
This is actually not bad. This is not bad. This his is Labru thinks he's crazy. I think he has measured aggression. Yeah, he's smart. Yeah.
Shoves Jack 8 of diamonds.
एक पत्ते भाई.
Justin wakes up with an ace. He's always calling at this stack depth. We have a 55-45 situation.
Yes.
Little extra spin. Oops. Didn't quite get it rolling the way he wants to.
Not working, bro.
It will.
Placing it on his own cards. That's quite stylish.
Okay. Let's go. Let's go. 8, 8, 8. Boom. 7 is coming. That's even worse. There's more outs. More outs than the first time.
Some extra outs in the form of a 7.
Boom, 7.
But more outs is bad.
No. For me, more outs is good. Less outs is bad for me. Come on. Boom. 7.
Oh.
I don't know, Addy.
Like 7 or a
Azhar
jack?
had me convinced. I thought it was coming.
7,
It's just
8
a
or
4 though.
jack?
You see the hammer stop spinning. That's not a good sign.
Uh-oh. Can he pull it off?
Even Thor has stopped.
Let's...
Bro.
King means Jaswin gets the double. It ain't over till it's over.
The double.
Comfortably. Mr.
Gets
Jas.
the double, yes. Equal
Change,
ho
bro.
gaya.
It's pocket change for you.
Tag equal ho gaya.
Nothing.
Azhar still in control though. A 4-1 chip lead.
He started off very deep, and obviously he had the chip advantage. And also he plays a lot of cash games, so he knows table dynamics, and he knows he plays good heads up. Yellow 5 also give me jack 10, anything is good.
An ace on the button.
10.
Okay.
2.5x open and queens for Jaswin.
Ooh, queens. Bhai, agar this he somehow shoves, Jaswin shoves, Azhar will think ki aisa is good, or eventually he has a high overcard, and this will
And
be bad.
exactly what you want to see at this stage.
फिर वो ace के लिए वो हो जाएगा, battle हो जाएगी.
He could 3-bet, he could jam, and he just decides to call trappy out of position.
Trap.
I like that from Jaswin, mixing it up a bit.
The board is
Azhar
undercards
hits
to
a
the
pair.
queen. Exactly.
तो ना basically heads up means 1-on-1 में hitting a pair is a big deal. Very big deal.
What you want to see, and a pair for Azhar as well. He continuation bets. It's a small bet again. Jaswin could check call. His stack is so small that he could find ways to get chips into the middle afterwards. But he decides to check raise. This actually exudes a lot of strength. He's put in a third of his stack. Check raising on the jack 4-3, a very dry board. Azhar could get away from this one. No.
Interesting.
Not a believer. And now look at the pot, Addy. 70,000 in the middle, 43,000 left in Jaswin's stack, and a queen top set. It's actually not the best card for Jaswin. Another overcard to Azhar's pair. And Jaswin finds the check. He knows he has a lock on this hand. But how to get Azhar to put any more chips into the middle? It goes check, check, and now a 6. Some of Jaswin's bluffs got there as well.
Hold on.
Jaswin jams it.
Azhar,
I don't see how
get
Azhar
out,
can call
fold.
this. It's barely a bluff
Fold.
catcher. He cannot beat pretty much any hand Jaswin is check raising on the flop apart from ace 2s. Perhaps ace 5. A lot of those hands might jam pre-flop, but that doesn't matter to Azhar. He makes a huge hero call.
Where does that come from? How much?
Azhar, that comes from Jaswin's years of experience, making people wonder where did that come from.
Yeah, Azhar, no.
Now you have the chip lead, Jas.
Not sure, yeah?
Yes, sir, he has the chip lead.
Azhar maybe knows Jaswin doesn't have the chip lead, but is trying to say that Jaswin does.
I think he even stacks.
Mind games in full
Acha, abhi
force.
even
I think you
hua
still
hai.
have a little
Not
more.
bad,
Stacks
not
close
bad.
to even.
हाँ, even हुआ है भाई. Works in our favor, I guess.
Jaswin will use the momentum. King 6. Limps it on the button. Tricky. Nazar raises it. Takes it
Were you
down.
calling a pre-flop raise in that hand? No, no.
That's where my life went wrong, no? In that hand. Pre-flop, फंस गया मैं.
I don't know. I think
in the sense like
Azhar might have called a raise in that hand. Like I said, mind games. Queens again for Jaswin. And Azhar has raised. Does he want to trap again this time? Nah, reaching for the big chips. He's much deeper stacked now.
Tell me how many points the second.
Not falling for that trick.
I called you with bottom pair there, you know that. I called with ace 3 because for me in my mind it was supposed to be, you're supposed to have something like what you showed or nothing.
Nothing. And we will play this fly until the end.
Isn't that the mark of a good poker player? Making your opponent feel you either have it or you have nothing. Tens for Jaswin, the premiums keep on coming.
How much more of this can Azhar handle?
12.
2x open on the button and Azhar quickly makes the call. Queen 6 off, not the juiciest of pre-flop holdings.
7-4-7, not the juiciest of flops for Azhar. Goes check though.
Open-ender.
Oh, a trap by Jaswin, but it's actually one of the best cards in the deck for Azhar. Look at the outs it's given him. He has the only diamond, he has the open-ender and the queen to boot. 16 outs. A semi-bluff and a call in position by Jaswin. The trap has worked thus far. And not anymore. It's backfired with the queen on the river. One of the cards that Jaswin is unlikely to suspect Azhar to have.
Nice. What will Azhar do? Let's go. Big.
Azhar bets it big and snap call by Jaswin.
No man, that's not cool.
It's always funny when you have a hand like Azhar's. If the open-ended straight flush draw and then the sneaky top pair just gets there.
How much?
32.
Sneaky top pair, is it?
Poker is not cool sometimes indeed.
Talking about a massive turn for you also.
Yep. 6 of diamonds. But I've done this like 8 times with you already, Jaswin.
I'm in cockroach mode.
Yeah, you just come back every time.
Okay,
Let's see if the comeback can be engaged with Jack 5 off though. Let's go.
Seriously, man, you're like so bad. You're so bad. Twice I've been like just ready to, hit snap call.
Azhar had a premium.
I've been just thinking that, I have to dodge this, I have to dodge that, and then this match is finished, we can go chill.
I don't think we have enough time to chill though. I'm guessing the...
Yeah. We are waiting for you. See, we don't have only time to chill. Just why are you making it late for everyone, Baba?
I know Azhar sounds like he's frustrated, but I have a feeling it's just mind games.
I'm giving you full pleasure. And I'm... See, what about this? Fucker?
My first fold!
Oh, it's Jaswin who...
Fucker?
Oh, kings! I was busy in this hand because यहाँ पे ना turn flop पे काफी equity थी, turn पे और equity बढ़ गई. And river free card अच्छा नहीं आया, which is fine. We take a hit and we move to the break.
My first fold!
Oh, it's Jaswin who woke up with the kings.
That was the first fold, right? In a while.
Yeah. That's so sick.
Like you see yummy kings and then you get a walk. Now you know how I felt.
I'm like hopefully looking up to see you do something like this.
Oh, they're definitely having fun out there. Little speech play, back and forth. Some good hands. Some good folds.
Casual, huh? Casual 15k.
And now, with similar hands.
Jaswin is the kind of player, we saw this in Season 1, does not like to get it in too light pre-flop. A lot of players could take hands such as Queen 8 suited and jam them pre. Jaswin likes to see the flop. Wants to give himself the best chance of getting it in, a heavy favorite.
So long, I'm confused now.
9-6-5. Queen 8 is a bit more playable on a board like this, but Jaswin is the much shorter stack. Azhar could steal this. Decides to just check.
Okay.
Another 5 means Azhar well in the lead still. Jaswin needs some chop outs, or a 7 or an 8. And there is the 8. Check mark for Mr. Sehgal.
What the
32.
32.
And he value betted confidently.
Just saying, you're tormenting with my brain, bro. Literally, you're fucking with my brain right now. It's like I'm living in this thing, the Matrix. We keep replaying the same scene again and again. You take a double up, then you reach a stack, then I give a big dent, then you crawl back up slowly, and then we repeat again.
Yep. When will this end?
You still tilted me, man. अरे तो हमारा रिंग गेम चला जितने देर उससे ज्यादा देर तो उनके साथ हेड्स अप खिला दिया बिठा के और ये ना हार रहे हैं ना जीत रहे हैं जबरदस्ती बिठा के रखा है बस.
Amazing. Jaswin currently living rent-free in Azhar's head. Not going down.
ना हार रहे हैं ना जीत रहे हैं जबरदस्ती बिठा के रखा है.
Right now.
Jaswin has done this to so many people over the ages.
बाट झमाझम उधर खत्म कर एक आध सेटअप में यार आगे पीछे करके नया मैच खेलना है.
The machine that he is. And the man who fancies himself Neo in this story, I guess, is he the star of the Matrix? Is that what Azhar is insinuating? Does that make Jaswin the machines?
For now, that's definitely the case. He can be anywhere, he can do anything.
Both have the same
We have a battle between the same hand. Jack 9 suited taking on Jack 9 suited.
Oh, Azhar के थोड़ा slight favorite होगा. Backdoor.
The flop whiffed them both. Azhar in position, continuation bets. And look at this, Jaswin is floating with Jack 9. Just backdoors, Jack high. He has the backdoor club draw, backdoor straight draw. None of those come in. And now what do you do? And this is Jaswin in a nutshell. He doesn't care how short stack he is. If he thinks the spot is right, he'll float.
You win.
It goes check, and Azhar says you win.
You win.
Okay.
It's your showdown first.
Please win.
No. Almost got him to make a rookie mistake. Jaswin Sehgal, good effort there.
You win.
That's why I wanted you to muck.
You win. Brother, we want winner. One winner. No 2-2 winner in heads up game.
No 2-2 winner.
Damn. But great instinct over there also. I knew like just muck it. Though when you say you win, Jack High should be good most of the times.
Should be, right? I have a very strong feeling that I'm going to throw away this heads up very shortly.
What a heads up battle. Azhar with the speech play and the mind games. But he does look actually frustrated, I have to say.
Yeah,
old school way, you know?
He needs something.
Kill their
He is not
patience
getting.
and then just pick up.
That is why थोड़ी
Yeah,
party
that's the
चाहिए
thing. It
उसको.
all starts as
Music
fun and
चाहिए,
games
उसको
and
सारे
mind
गाने
games, and then suddenly it gets all serious, and you're like, oh, this game is not as fun anymore. Now it's real.
Oof, I'm tired of
Meanwhile, look at this man, Jaswin, cool, calm, collected, an ace on the button.
खाना भी खत्म.
Could limp, could open. He has been trappy this time. Goes 2x. Queens for Azhar.
Queens.
In comes the 3-bet.
31.
Jaswin has a very strong hand heads up.
Even stacks
Call
pretty
तो
much.
definitely कर रहा है.
About
शव भी
25
कर
to 30 big
सकता है.
blinds deep effective.
Call him.
Oh, he jams
Call.
it.
Insta call.
This is surely it.
Snap
Azhar
call,
snap calls
snap
it.
call.
Heavy favorite to take it down.
Oh, damn. Ace is live.
Ace is live indeed, but you still have to hit it.
Oh, hit him, man, hit him.
Hit me.
Hit him.
Feeling it. Oh.
Feelings are Mutual.
You feeling it as well? Chalo.
No ace, but a ton of backdoors.
Backdoor clubs.
Not really.
Runner.
Backdoor
Okay,
club.
put it.
The 5 is a brick though, so it comes down to this.
Only
An
ace.
ace on the river needed, otherwise Azhar
Only
ships his
ace.
first ever circuit
Azhar,
event.
let's go.
And there we go. The circuit. Welcome to Mohammad Azhar.
Let's go, Azhar.
man,
Let's
grinded
go.
me
Get
out.
cool
You-
move
Welcome circuit
Get cool
event.
move hammer wali.
And there we go. The circuit.
damn,
Welcome to
damn,
Mohammad Azhar.
Good game, man. You grinded me out. You grilled me out. You grilled me.
Killer.
Azhar was playing well and he was hitting some really good hands and he got a big
Let's
gift
go.
from Ruben when we were three-handed. And he had like pretty much all the chips in play. Like he had I think 250k and I had 100k. And I managed to grind him down or like make him play for a while. Like I kept chipping up, chipping down, chipping up, chipping down, and eventually he won.
Justin, congratulations. Second place, running good, playing good again in season 2.
Definitely cannot complain. I had my share of good cards, good run. Thought I
Azhar का वो सुनना है क्या कहते हैं post match.
played well also. It was pretty solid. So I like the way it's going.
He went up against a pretty tough guy. Azhar is always famously fairly aggressive. You're of course no stranger to tough opponents. What was it like specifically playing him?
So he is very tricky. He also plays a lot of cash games, so he's familiar with the live table dynamics.
The dark arts.
The dark arts, yeah. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
And now this sets you up pretty decently. No one's actually guaranteed qualification, but you're in a pretty safe spot. Does that change your approach at all?
It's always going to be, I'm going to play to win. I'm not looking at the board until and unless it's important for me to, know that I need these many points to qualify. Till then, I just look at number one, I want to win and I want to just keep winning. And I want to take it down.
I went through the point structure. I actually thought a lot of PNCs of how this could, go down differently. Like me winning one event and doing bad in all the others, me doing moderate in all of them. But I think in the end, what I could figure was you need one solid victory and like consistent performance throughout the series, and that should be able to pack it in completion. Like that should just be able to do it, because if you have one good solid victory and some non-negative scores, that should be enough to put you through for the final table.
Azhar and Ruben picked up the heat, and they're both like really aggressive players. They play a wide range of hands. They play a lot of street poker also. Yeah, that you can see that in their chip stack.
Azhar, I think he's also kind of street player only. He can also do very, very crazy things.
I mean, Azhar is coming off fresh from a win in GOAT. He came third. So, and this game is about momentum, right? I mean, he has momentum on his side.
He is a pretty good player, because one of the ways I see people.
It's good to see other players respecting Azhar, man. It's ऐसे अजीब से fatherly figure feeling.
Are good at something is they want to fight it out with people who are better than them, And while I've been playing with him, I've noticed that he doesn't back down from a fight. He fights.
But I think I'll have a great chance at surprising them because they don't know what's waiting for them in the store.
ये cool move की भाई इसने, ये cool move की इसने. एक सेकंड. Let us
How about that? The newcomers showing up in full force. Mohammad Azhar taking top spot right there. Jagdeep also opening his account. They were to be feared. They are to be feared. So, how does the leaderboard look after event number 2 has concluded? Let's take a look. Sitting comfortable on top, Abhishek Goendy with 140 points. What a way to start this series. Mohammad Azhar, newcomer, 125 points because he won game number 2. Zarvan, Jaswin, 75 points each. Positions 5, 6, and 7 belong to Pavan, Ruben, and Jagdeep, respectively, 40 points apiece. Pratibha and Gaurav take 10 points home, and then the minus points begin. Vinod with -5, defending champion Lakshpal Singh and Chigi with -10 points each. Navi and Ashish -20 both. So that's where we are with the leaderboard. Goendy and Azhar, of course, extremely happy with their top 2 spots. More than 100 points.
son,
Should be pretty
damn,
safe, but not
Azhar.
quite safe
So
enough.
proud.
You always got to remember who's
So
climbing up
fucking
that ladder
proud.
behind you. Right then, that's it from us here. See you in the next one.
अभी बचा है पूरा सीजन बचा है तो they'll have probably different variants like a PLO is one. I think एक दो तीन और structures होंगे and final tally on the leaderboard will take that prize money of I think the first prize is of 15 lakhs and so on. Crazy. I think now we should complete this
It's
first
that good.
episode.
Again, I was getting stacked.
That failed bluff leaves Ashish Ahuja, aka Rocky, with under 10,000 in chips. The blinds are 500, 1,000.
Okay, please give me 2 minutes. I'll just be back. ये hand देख के जाता हूँ. Because the thing is, ये रख के आना है. 1 second. I'm back. Is everything on the stream running fine? I think so.
He's in that danger zone, and the target will be on his back for his 15-point bounty. But more importantly, Ashish looking down the barrel at some negative points, negative 20 points to 7th place, mind you.
Which means the danger zone is way more dangerous than your average poker tournament.
मेरा गेम बहुत बदल गया है ब्रो. पिछले 2 महीने में मेरा गेम बहुत बदल गया है. हाँ.
Zaman opening loosely under the gun, and another ace-5 3-bets him. Goindi with the chip lead being aggressive, and another ace-5. Ace-5s everywhere. This one hits the muck though.
I attended about 2 weeks.
Oh, Ashish. Pretty little holding, King Jack suited. This could be it.
I think this very much will be it, mate. He's just got 6 big blinds. Gimme.
It's flexible enough in the game.
And happy days for him. Little does he know, all those aces are pretty much out there.
Rocky. Bounty के लिए same hand था.
Our equities take into account folded hands with only one ace left. King Jack suited. 55%. He'll take it.
He said he had the same hand.
Goindi vying for the bounty.
No, man. I will have to call.
Bounty चाहिए था मुझे Rocky का bounty.
King लग जा.
Good luck, sir.
Nice, good. No 7, please no 7. Let's go.
Oh, king in the window and an ace as well.
Somehow, yeah. Hidden.
I can feel the negativity in this room. I can feel the negativity.
Oh, king in the window and an ace as well.
Somehow, yeah. Hidden.
I can feel the negativity in this room. I can feel the negativity.
Even I can feel a jack.
Feel it.
I can feel a jack.
I'll take the queen of clubs or the 5 of clubs.
That's the case ace, the last ace.
Queen of clubs now.
But there's still hope for Ashish Ahuja.
Jack or a king.
Needs a queen now, or a king, or a jack.
None of those cards finding their way to the river, and as a result, we lose Ashish Ahuja in 7th place. Negative 20 points for him, and Goindi with the chip lead and Ashish's bounty.
Okay, we got our first elimination here.
तो हमें ये तो पता है कि that Goindi will take this tournament down because leaderboard में वो second episode में top पे था, तो at least
Here on season 2.
एक second यार, what happened? Something weird happened. Yes.
Two of this circuit. Player one down, Ashish. Tough luck there, man. You tried a very ambitious bluff against Pavan. That didn't work out. But then finally, running King Jack into Ace 5. I know not the best situation, but how are you feeling coming into Season 2 in general?
Oh, I'm so happy to be back here. I want to thank PokerBazi for giving me this opportunity once again. It's really a new concept, and I love the way they're promoting the poker. It's actually pretty nice. I'm so happy to be back here.
Not the best start right now so far, but let's hope it's about to turn around. Does this change your strategy at all?
Not much. It's fine. I just play the way the tournament's supposed to be played. Obviously, now there's no pressure on me because now it's a do or die for me. So it's simple. Like just stick to what I know best and just do that. We were keeping a tally against like who's winning more hands because me and Govind always like we hang out together, we chill a lot, so we were just going at each other a lot, and I was opening every hand because like I play aggressive. Like I told you, my strategy was to play aggressive. I was opening so many hands and Govind was scoring so many hands, so eventually it just happened like we played a lot of hands with each other, back and forth like tennis. So we had kept a count. It was 6-1 and he ended to 7-1, very eliminated me and took my bounty.
There we have it. Abhishek Goendy sitting pretty, 94 big blinds at this stage, very comfortable, mostly taking all of Ashish's stack. Zarvan Tamboli, the only other player below starting stack at 29,000, that's 29 bigs. So all eyes will now be on him. Pratibha, Gaurav and Chirag still hovering around starting stack. And this should really change up the dynamics on the table. One player has been eliminated, the pressure has eased off, but negative points still in play. The next player eliminated gets -10.
Happy days for Goendy though. You've got all the chips. It is a bounty event, so you can now pile on the pressure. And that's exactly what we see him doing, opening the suited connector on the button. Gaurav Sood with what looks to be a mystery hand.
Ooh, I love these.
I don't like any hand with Gaurav Sood, to be honest. It's never fun, mystery or scene. I think he still plays it better even if I can see his cards. That's how good he is.
I think there's a bit of a graphical situation here, but let's play along in the meanwhile with Abhishek Goendy while we don't know Gaurav's hand. He now flops an open-ender. Pretty pleasant once you open 7-5 to actually have this much equity in position.
Yeah, looks great. Gaurav, of course, can have any two cards out of the big blind. And expect Goendy. There it is. There's the continuation bet. And Gaurav Sood now. You know, you can't see his hand, but you can see how composed he is as a player. Very methodical in the way he acts.
Well, he'd be calling a wide range of holdings, but now none of those will matter. The 4 of hearts means the absolute nuts for Abhishek Goendy. He's in position, he's been checked to again, and he decides to check back. Talk about a trap. And arguably the perfect card for Goendy. An ace on the river means if Gaurav has an ace, he'll be committed to this spot. And if he has a hand as weak as an 8, he still might bet for value, and he goes for it here. Gaurav with 9,600 and the mystery holding. Doesn't really matter much what Gaurav has. Abhishek is going to be raising it up, and Gaurav with the snap fold. Think he was bluffing there. But Goendy dominating the table, now over 100k in chips.
Nice answer.
Thank you, sir.
Now the strategy is going to try to be putting pressure on the people who are trying to qualify and ladder up, because there's incentive to finish first in the leaderboard because you get maximum number of chips in the finals. I'm not going to slack right now. There's no way I'm going to slack right now. I'm going to be putting the pressure, and I want to finish first on the leaderboard and win circuit 2 and get my photo on that banner.
So Abhishek Goendy in pole position. Playing good, running good, having a good time.
Those 3 tend to go hand in hand.
Ooh, speaking of running good, Cowboys from Mr. Goendy.
This is just unfair. Chip lead, playing good. Cowboys opens it up from the hijack. They're 6-handed. Pratibha shows some discipline, as she has been doing throughout this table. Lets the suited one gapper go.
Now I get to defend my big blind, no? Against my good friend.
And Pavan Bansal with the Doyle Brunson.
Ooh. 10 deuce, by the way, is
He'll have a
called
look
the
for
Doyle
sure.
Brunson because
Shout out to Doyle Brunson, by the way. Rest in peace, Doyle.
was a famous
The godfather
poker
of
player.
poker, 10 deuce, named after him.
Whose favorite hand was 10 deuce.
And in his honor, flop strong indeed. Pavan Bansal with the gutty and the flush draw.
And look at that check from Abhishek Goendy. The board favoring the big blind calling range. Goendy exerts spot control. Now the gutty and the flush draw is semi-bluffing. Pavan leads out with 6,500, bets pot size. Goendy calls correctly with his overpair.
Just pause.
This being what Goendy fact. Ooh, wow. Forget what I was saying. This is a spike.
Ooh, this is a sick card, man. उसका flush hit हो रहा है and उसका set है तो flush wins but Gwindy hits a set.
Easy river.
Gwindy,
Absolute worst river. Top set for Goendy and a huge value bet from Pavan that's insta paid off. The flush and top set coming in with the same card. A dent in the chip leader stack.
2 pay you hit.
What is that?
No way.
Pavan now with over 100k.
No way.
I hit a few sets, but I also got cracked in the biggest one. I had pocket kings in the one which I got cracked in, so I did lose a big pot with a set too, which no one was really seeing, People like to have selective memory.
When you have it against him, then maybe try and extract some value, but other than that, I was trying to steer clear of my man Goendy.
Don't tell him all these things, bro. He'll put you in ICM jail. Don't tell him all these things.
Goendy just warning the table not to give Pavan too much information because that's what he loves.
Pavan with a chip lead should be dangerous for the table as well. The man has all kinds of gears up his sleeve. He should be in domination mode now.
चाहिए ही नहीं cards जीतने के लिए.
And Chiggy's gonna get busy from the button. King 8 suited, very pleasant.
Why so serious, bro?
King 9 suited comes along from the small. When it's the button opening, the range is going to be very wide. You can actually flat call hands as strong as King 9 suited, and this is why. It's the 9. Chiggy drawing near dead, just a backdoor flush draw.
Chiggy drawing near dead.
Doesn't take a stab at the ace high board, and now the spade does come in. Backdoor flush draw activated.
Oh, set and then a flush.
Has picked up equity. Could decide to semi-bluff it. Just checks behind. Has showdown value with the king high. And it comes the 9 of spades on the river. Brutal card for Pavan. He makes trips with the best kicker, but the backdoor flush comes in for Chiggy.
एक second. Something is happening on my table here because I think Miyagi is one of those guys, na? Let me Google एक बार. Miyagi कौन है? Miyagi पोकरबाजी क्या नाम था? चिराग सोधा. तो यहाँ पे जो चिगी है ना इस टेबल पे that is Miyagi, which is sick, and chip and chair is also at my table. Oof, 2 ultra pros at my table, ultra pros. Oof.
Pavan with checks on the flop and the turn, understandably betting and betting big with a hand as strong as his. Chiggy has a second nut flush on the paired board, but just 20,800 in chips. I suspect a jam is in order.
अभी भी ऐसे बचा है bro, ऐसे हमेशा. I laid out for him and then he just escapes. Bro.
There it is. All in. Pavan in the blender now. What a spot to be in.
Yeah, I cannot blame him. You have such a strong hand after it went check on all streets.
What you clipped, huh? Why you check flop, man?
Ace for a spades or something. Right?
Pavan asking the right questions.
You're allowed to ask all these things.
Of course I'm allowed. Whether you answer or not answer is up to you.
सोधा है ना Miyagi. ये बंदा, this guy. He's at my table. ये Miyagi. He's that guy. Sicko, bhai, sicko.
You're allowed to ask.
How do you not bet on the flop and turn with anything that beats me? What the? You're not jamming 9, I know.
He's right.
I've best 9 without a full house.
He's asking the right questions, making the right guesses. He put him on an ace-high backdoor flush.
How many time banks were you? How many time banks were you?
And is confused why Chigi would check behind twice with an ace-high backdoor flush. Does not seem to be opening the possibility of something being king-high. But lets it go anyway. Another excellent fold that we see here.
9 folded.
King 9.
Chance.
When you're right, you're right.
Ace for a space you had.
Better.
Astounding fold, in fact. I really don't think many people are capable of doing that. But sometimes, you know, when it looks too good to be true, it often is.
For a break.
You move on to the next one with blinds up to 800, 1600. The short stacks are feeling the pinch. Zarvan with the suited ace on the button. This will be getting opened.
Miyagi won't shove, I guess.
25 bigs or so in the stack.
Has been relatively quiet so far in this event, but seems comfortable, seems in control nonetheless.
He has a huge stack on his left in the form of Goendy. Decides to go with a limp on the button. This is actually pretty advanced stuff. It's one of those moves you make when you start out and then when you get really good. Limping on the button. The blinds come along and the board is ace high.
Interesting.
Oh.
We have the players' lounge keenly watching as two players have hit the ace, Zarvan and Pratibha, all of them under rep.
I can't think of a single other card that puts Zarvan in trouble. 7 also puts him in trouble.
Zarvan in a bit of trouble already considering his kicker and the 6 and the 5 on board. It might just end up playing. Pratibha with the hidden ace 7. Facing not really a continuation bet considering it was limped, but a bet in position from Zarvan. The newcomers now battling it out, Zarvan and Pratibha. Pratibha well in the lead with the best kicker.
He tried that in my house. Diksha kicked him out. Diksha's like, how can you get the food made?
Open the door, he's standing there with his suitcase.
And the 9 actually increases her equity. Not only can the 3 still play in terms of the kicker, but the straight draw as well for Pratibha. Very much in control. Checks in flow once again. Out of position. Safe approach. And Zarvan is barreling in position and he's barreling big. This is for value. It's also done with the intention of getting a check on the river. Pratibha not going to go anywhere. Check calling once again. This could get tricky depending on the river. Does Zarvan convert his hand into a bluff? Never mind all that. The 3 hits, the tables have turned. Backdoor spades as well. Pratibha can't be too comfortable with 32,000 in her stack, 31 in the middle. And Zarvan checks behind with 2 pair. This is going to be a brutal showdown. Pratibha outdrawn on the river. Oh, you can see the pain on her face. She's hiding it well, but that has been a crucial river that has gone against her.
I actually just called the turn to reevaluate on the river. So the river came 3, I check. He went for a check back. So it was fairly easy for me there. And I think he said something in the end that you are not calling off weaker. I think he says this on the stream. Zarvan, if you're watching this, please stop giving me river suckouts, please. It has happened before and he knows what time I'm talking about.
That was very standard. Flop bet, turn bet 40% and river I hit 2 pairs and then I was like, okay fine, she's not gonna call anything better, no point
putting myself in a spot and betting where if I get a jam, like I'll have to fold it. So yeah, that was very standard, I feel.
That hand was an inflection point for him because he gained like 20 big blinds from this hand, and I got a bit unlucky there. So yeah, that changed a lot of dynamics because now Zarwan gets a stack to dominate with. So
yeah, against Pratibha takes it very seriously, and you know, I'm like, oh my god, इसके सामने नहीं लगाना चाहिए था भाई, दो तीन घंटा सुनना पड़ेगा अभी.
With that pickup, Zarwan now up to well above starting stack, back in the mix.
क्या निकाला है bro?
Pratibha, the shorty, in trouble.
Slowly.
There we go, putting those chips to work. Opening queen jack off in the hijack.
You can slowly fold also.
Hold it to the big. 10-8 off. Should be the kind of hand you can easily defend.
You didn't say this table tougher or the other one.
Which is the other one?
Navi is on that table. I'll give it.
Chigi friendly, always.
Of course, always friendly from Chigi. Oh, but the flop might have something else to say about that.
It's close, bro.
Chigi has
I think.
Check.
It went check.
Wow, कैसे bro? मतलब value नहीं bet कर रहे अपने.
Zarwan trapping in position with the goods.
I think it's very well balanced.
Chigi is in trouble here.
But I would say.
Now comes the value bet. Chigi not going to go anywhere. Meanwhile, Pawan and Goindi discussing whether the table we're watching is tougher or the upcoming one.
Check call also.
होएगा call ये obviously
कितना
over pot मार सकते हो मतलब basically यहाँ literally
not the type to
flop check किया है तो river तो over pot
go like 14-15,000 तो bare minimum.
pot में तो होने wait should
it's such a dry
कितना उसके बाद
completely break so many bluffs. They should have too many bluffs. He can go massive here and just get snap sikka.
Like he can little bit 25k here like.
And I found it's much easier to guess how much to bet if you can see the cards. People suggesting Zarwan literally overbet jam 2x spot. Let's see what he goes with. He is going to bet for value to state the obvious.
Chandler, Laksh. You think this one?
I bet. You and me are there.
I think the other one's probably tougher. Tougher because of more dynamics.
And Zarwan does go big with the bet, but it's not quite pot. It's not just over half pot. Neither here nor there, but Zarwan, that's his style, unorthodox.
Labru also. Not PLO, but Labru is like a...
Like he is hard of a PLO.
Chigi not sure what to make of it.
So Laksh, Chandler's again. Chandler.
Oh, he's going to pay and find out. It's not going to be good news.
Big dent to Chigi's stack there. Zarwan becoming a force on this table. 3 big stacks. Zarwan going to Pawan. 3 short ones.
You also have 19.
I haven't counted. Legit haven't counted. Must be like, yeah.
Pawan's already counted. He's telling you your stack size.
Yeah.
Pawan will open. He's opening into the 2 big stacks in the blinds, mind you, but he's in position on the button.
And I love how he goes from laughing out loud to instant poker face as soon as he gets into a hand.
Oh, and look at this. Zarwan knows exactly what's going on. He's going to wield his stack with king 10 off, 3-bet from the small. I don't see how Pawan can continue. Zarwan picking up on what you mentioned, Addy.
Kya mara hai, bro? Out of the park. Now you have 100.
Goindi appreciates the aggression.
85.
Does he, or is it slight resentment?
A little bit of both, yes, of course.
Zarwan now with over 100k.
The gameplay was like top notch, and yeah, like I was just like sinking in and soaking everything, the vibe, the energy in the start, like first 2-3 levels. But after that, I started gaining momentum, and yeah, I was in the zone. For me, still, I'm a little bit more of a, you know, conscious, thoda ये preserve करके रखना है stack, because I feel if I get crippled or अगर मैंने easy double up दे दिया किसी और को, so then that guy will have the ammunition to fight back, which I don't want to.
Blinds now an astounding 1,000, 2,000. The short stacks need to make some moves.
Basically, me and Pawan have this
little secret where whenever we see Rocky, we rub his belly for good luck. You know this, you've seen this. So it's our matches. Both of us have waited, found Rocky, rubbed his belly, and both of us have won our match. Like, come on, and you're like, oh my god, it's a thing. We've just waited, and he's also standing there like nicely taking the belly rub. Both of us have gone, rubbed his belly like this. He's enjoying it. Yeah, he's enjoying it, bro. Both of us like, Rocky, we need the luck. And he's like, he's going.
Gaurav has shoved it. Queen 7 suited in the small, and Chiggy wakes up with an ace 8 suited, completely standard shove by Gaurav. And Chiggy will be calling.
Who's at risk?
Chiggy in a great spot to double up. Gaurav in trouble.
I have 21.2.
Very close, very close.
Yeah, actually, if you win my bounty now, you'll be in a very good this thing. क्योंकि एक jump भी निकल गया और आपको 15 point भी मिल जाएंगे. So it's like finish. It's like coming fourth already.
And you're putting it out there nicely.
I mean, what's that now? जो करना था वो कर दिया. अभी रुकना ही है.
If anybody is actually capable of rooting for the other players, Chiggy. And the good karma has backfired. A queen on the flop.
He's taking it well though. That's Chiggy 101. Just goes with the flow.
I want a Chiggy wee.
That's it.
GG boys.
The queen on the turn seals the deal. We lose Chiggy in 6th place.
Yeah, actually, quite nice only. Chalo, good one for the short stacks. At least you did this, no? If we got off a bounty, gave these guys a sweat. Good luck.
GG.
Good luck, bye. Hard luck.
One half shady's gone, bro.
Another man down, minus 10 points. Chiggy didn't do that well in the first one. It's not the best start this one, but you're still smiling.
Yeah, I mean, it was good fun. I think I played okay. Not so happy that I finished 6th and again minus points on the first day. But I think I played okay. I don't think I could have done too much differently. I was a bit card dead actually initially. And also I got away from a few spots. Like there were, a couple of hands where if I had done something a little differently in that hand, I might have busted earlier. So I think, okay, I can count my stars and be like, I got that one jump because otherwise I would have been the first one out. So minus 10 points to kick off this year's circuit. Good, but okay, it's not too bad. Looking back, maybe I'm like, okay, that's one spot where I could have folded.
Miyagi, ye banda is at my table, if you can see, guys.
That too.
So, yeah, I'll just pause at this moment here and just on the stream. अरे यार, हाँ.
The river, not even the turn, I think we always call. But the river bet, maybe I could have folded. But that apart, I don't think I could have done too much differently. Going followed by Pawan and Zarwan is, I think, the standings when I busted in terms of top 3. But he was playing pretty good poker. Pawan, as always, very steady, very stable, he was also playing pretty good. So I'm excited to see actually who comes out on this one. It'll be fun to see Zarwan win this one, to be honest.
Second elimination, meaning the table got a little less dangerous and a little less nicer with Chiggy gone. Pratibha Arya now at the bottom of the leaderboard. Gaurav sued by the
blind इतनी कम हो गई हैं and still there are very less eliminations. So अभी probably people will bust out. यार कितने ज़्यादा लोग बचे हैं अभी. It's tough.
The way with that effective double up is going to be dangerous. That's the last man the table wanted to see with extra chips. He knows how to navigate every stack depth, but being back to starting stack 5-handed, this is actually his forte. 18 big blinds is plenty for the likes of Gaurav Sood.
Gaurav Sood single-handedly settles the question of whether poker is a game of luck or skill. You do not get to be the player of the year 3 times in a row by chance. Going from dental school to the poker felts, this future Hall of Famer is a showcase of where hard work will take you in poker. He studies 20 to 40 hours a week, and his fearless playing style consistently keeps him on top of the all-time earnings list. Along the way, he has captured 5 NPS medals, multiple WPT trophies, moneymaker titles, and much, much more. When fellow poker pros are debating whether they made a good decision, Gaurav has the final say. The scariest thing about sitting on a table online with him is knowing he's probably playing 20 tournaments at once and will still be making the perfect moves. So when it's live poker and his entire focus is on you, good luck.
So one more sit rep, Addy. We have 2 eliminations, 2 bounties being handed out, one to Goendy, one to Gaurav. Pratibha, the shortest stack by far, the target now on her back. That being said, those leaderboard points also getting interesting. -5 to the next person out. Then we get into the positives for the top 4.
Alright then, Goendy getting out the way. Pratibha, short, a pocket pair, blind versus blind, you know what to do. There we go, all in the middle.
8 bigs, easy jam.
That's one chip, quick snap. Sood must have something. We see an ace.
Oh my god. What a
Ace
fold.
10.
Was there a flip even BBB?
Pratibha's right, that is a cooler. She jams pocket 9s. Ace 10 is very strong for Gaurav to wake up with. And now it's time for a classic flip. Pratibha needs to hold. Fingers are crossed.
Pratibha needs to hold. I hope
I'm actually in the same spot.
I don't
Well, she's done all she can do and she's got it in her head. That's all we can hope for in poker.
Okay.
Now just avoid one of those 2 cards.
Ace 10, please.
6 outs, going twice. Turn and river remaining.
Oh, now I have.
Paint is what Pratibha would like to see. Queen changes nothing. And that's that. Back to starting stack. Gaurav crippled down to 32,000.
Entering the danger zone once again is Gaurav Sood.
No?
I mean,
yeah.
That's a huge flip for Pratibha to hold as well. Gaurav could have knocked her out. Could have climbed up the ranks instead. Shortest stack. Ace king out of the gun. That's what you like to see. Opens it up to the standard 2x.
Ooh, and Goendy might give him. No, he's giving him all the action. Perhaps just going for the bounty there.
Gaurav snaps it off. That's an ideal scenario. 72% to get the double up. This could be a decent hurt to go in the stack as well, mind you. He'd be back down to about 50.
Doesn't seem too concerned. And why would he be 10 in the window?
Only a jack.
Jack of hearts.
क्यों करेगा ऐसे भाई? क्यों? नहीं चाहिए मुझे स्ट्रेट
लेगा क्या?
नहीं चाहिए. नहीं बस ब्रिक कर दे. इक्का डाल दे बस कम.
Table rooting against Goendy. Gaurav taking it well so far, and that's that. He's been eliminated. Hard luck.
Eliminated. The perfect player.
ये क्या बात है यार? मैंने बोला था 10 लगाऊंगा. Sorry.
Bro, sorry तो बोलूँगा मेरा भाई है bro.
How are you feeling overall? I mean, I know we'd always want to do better, but in terms of the points that you have bagged.
Actually won a big equity spot versus Chiggy. I just covered him by like 2k or 3k or something like that and folded to me in the small blind. I had a pretty easy jam with Queen 7 suited. He had a pretty easy call with Ace 8 suited. And I did clip and got lucky with that 60-40, whatever I was an underdog and I hit it and that got me bounty, very crucial 15 points that actually dug me out of the negative zone at least. So overall result, like obviously I'm happy that actually I got a bounty and wasn't in the negative zone after all. So yeah, I'm like more or less happy actually.
And with that, we're down to 4. Pratibha's 9s holding means she's into the positive points. Gaurav gets -5 for the leaderboard, but 15 for the bounty, taking him to a total of 10. And here we go, 4-handed poker.
Up to I think
You're like the 97-98%.
Kind of like
10.
It's the 2 buddies versus the 2 newbies.
But I got I scored that high in all the main subjects like math.
Best
I got
of 5.
99.
When you say 99.
Yeah, I cried.
Where'd you lose that 1 mark in a full stop?
I know.
In math.
Yeah, a full stop in a math is it makes a lot of difference by the way. It's a decimal point.
Sarvan opening queens. Absolute premium.
And exclamation also is
Pratibha.
a-
Jack 10 suited in the small. Oh, she shoved it. 11 bigs. She takes the 3-bet jam spot, but this is not going to work out.
Thank God.
Good luck.
This looks like the nuts.
Bad timing there by Pratibha. Zarwan makes the easy call. 81% to take the bounty. As we see her check with Goendy whether her shove was correct, and he actually said no.
I really respect that. Humble enough to know this is not her format. Checks with someone who knows better. And she's gonna need some help now, and, well, wait, there's some help right there. The back door is open.
Needs one of the 9 outs, but the miracle does not come through, and we lose Pratibha out in 4th place with 10 points.
All right, Pratibha, fresh onto the circuit and 4th place to start off with. That's an amazing start. This is your first time here, obviously. How are you feeling? What's the vibe like?
The vibe is pretty great. I actually feel very glad to be a part of this, especially, to get an invite to this event, which is like essentially a tournament event. And being a cash game player, I feel special, actually. And it was nice. It was nice to play with all the great players. And I had a very tough lineup. So I am actually somewhat satisfied with my result, but I'm actually very disappointed with my last hand.
That's always the winner's mentality. And yeah, anytime you have Gorsud on your left, it's always a tough time.
Right, that was actually very challenging. But yeah, I came in with no strategy. I had actually wanted to just hang about between the top and the middle somewhere, but could have done better. What I had in mind was that Zarwan, because he was a chip lead, so he could be opening wide, and so I wanted to and I was gonna hit blinds and ante in the next 2 hands. So in my head, I didn't want to fall so short to 8 or 9 bigs, where I had to just get lucky to outdo Pawan. So I thought this was a good stack to probably spot to take, where I shoved 11 bigs with Jack 10 clubs, but I don't think it was the right thing to do, and I was sort of impatient on my part, because I should have waited for the 30 point, because the point difference between the 3rd and the 4th position was a massive 30 points. So I think I lost on that because of just a little bit of impatience. I don't think it was so bad in a standard tournament, because Zarwan will fold a lot of hands, given that I had 30k, he had 100k, 100 something k. So if he had lost the spot to me first of all, who was playing very tight, solid and very patient, if he had lost the spot to me, he would have then come down to 60 and me up to 60, so would have just tipped the scales a little bit. So he could not be calling very light here. That's what I thought. He woke up with a good hand, but that aside, I think what I could have done differently is I could have taken the ICM in consideration, given Pawan was also comparable stack to me, where I could have easily taken the 30-point jump. May or may not have, but yeah, as they say, to lose the patience is to lose the battles.
Love hearing the learning that Pratibha is taking away from her play. She is right, Pawan had a similar stack and he's managed to jump up to at least 3rd place, still eyeing the potential 80 points up top. If he can climb his way up to 1st, one of these 3 competitors will be walking away as the leader of the tournament after this table. Ten-6 suited seems to be taking the spot. This is what it takes, folks. He knows the math. The human calculator decides jamming 12 bigs from the small is the way to go, and it works out.
तो भी
फोल्ड नहीं पावन को डबल अप नहीं दे सकते
ब्रो
इसको कॉकरोच बना के रखते हैं
पावन को डबल अप देके 5 टाइम बैंक देके ना थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम है वो
You also have 5 time banks. 4.
Yes. Do you need some?
5 time banks. You? 5?
Count it.
4 you have, no?
No, yes, 5.
Okay, you'll give me 1 time bank if your number is right or wrong.
Oh, 5 only you have. Everyone used 2 time banks.
Oh, 6 hai.
6?
Zarwan and Goendy bullying Pawan like a little brother.
All the chips, all the time, man. How to beat you?
You always know there's one guy I'm always after. It's Pawan Bansal. I'm always going to be after him. He's always going to come after me. Him and I have a lot of history and I'm going to go after him again. And I'm sure he's going to come after me as well. So I'm prepared. I'm very prepared.
You have reached 20k stack, no?
Yes, sir.
One,
For you to
count. बहुत बढ़िया. One. भाई God mode में है तो one.
तो हम भी हम नहीं जो तुम न हो तो हम भी हम नहीं न चाहिए कुछ तुमसे ज्यादा तुमसे कम नहीं खुद ही जवाब देना तेरी तरफ से फिर काम काम करना ज्यादा कहीं हो जाने थोड़ा कहीं गुजरना तेरी तरफ से ये कोशिशें तो होंगी कम नहीं
कनेक्ट क्या लेके बैठा है
Pawan looks down at Rags on the button. Not going to engage.
10.5.
And there you go, Zarvan now putting his big stack to good use, applying pressure, and it works. Scoops up another pot.
Surrender, surrender.
गिरफ्तार कर दिया गया है.
I believe that's a reference to season 1.
I didn't know my Hindi was that good.
उसका मतलब?
See, it's so good that the guy who speaks Hindi all the time is not able to understand it, you know. See my level of Hindi.
All that ICM jail talk from season 1, I believe.
कर दिए
He was not in season 1 though. It's like a little unfair to expect.
Yeah, there we go. Zarvan has to be forgiven.
Nice memory.
Making up for lost time.
Straight off the bat, I'm sure. Straight off the bat, I'm
Pawan, by the way, is the king of being in ICM jail and making the most of it. Has laddered up, as I mentioned. Very, very ICM aware.
A bunch of loose opens. You got queens. Pratibha is jammed.
Yeah, because you saw me jamming 10 jacks.
She was like, this cannot be too wrong if he's doing it.
Zarvan, first active from the small, now from the button. That's what the chip lead gets you. This is ICM pressure. With Pawan's stack being so short, Goindi has to be careful. Cannot risk busting before the short stack. And as a result, he just flat calls King Queen suited, and Pawan wakes up with jacks, snap jams it, and Goindi snap calls once again, going for his third bounty.
ये क्या दिखा दिया यार? I was like,
Pawan quite upset, just like Pratibha was with the nines.
I was like, I'm so good in this spot. When you call, I'm like, underpair only.
That's why he's like...
Yeah, a bit of a cooler, and there is the queen on the flop. Pawan in rough shape.
No right way to play jacks, what to do.
रुक जा bro, diamond.
Diamond changes nothing.
Jack of diamond.
Needs one of two jacks. Not to be. We lose Pawan.
Bounty! Pawan's bounty!
Two jacks.
नहीं भाई अच्छा जैक ऑफ डायमंड पे जीता था
Not to be. We lose Pawan.
Bounty! Pawan's bounty! Pawan's bounty!
आजा planet. Good luck. Well played. Good luck.
You obviously didn't expect me to have king.
First showing up, very good.
All right, Pawan, third place, 40 points. That's good. Clearly, you went back after season 1, did some studying, and figured out some new tricks. Can you let us know if there's any secrets or things you figured out?
Yeah, I figured out about the point structure is that there's a lot of ICM, right? Because you only get like 20 points jump from second to first, but like the jump from fourth to third was 30 points. So if everyone was watching, they must have realized that when like 4 people left, I was playing like a nit. So it was designed to get the 30 points because it completely changes your thing going forward, you know, if you finish third or fourth. So yeah.
It was quite nice. It was a little bit like bittersweet, I was going to say, because it didn't get any bounties and was kind of handcuffed, you know, when there were 4 people left. I had to fold a lot against Zarvan. So that was...
एक सेकंड, ये कितना बचा है? Exactly 10-15 मिनट ना. ठीक है. Just folding this hand. अरे नहीं यार. I just want water. ये hand भी थोड़ा मुझे time लेके fold करना है. But it does not mind मैं आगे वाला hand. मेरा टेबल चेंज हो गया क्या? Yes sir, my table got changed.
would have liked to go further, but happy with the start.
And just like that, Pavan Bansal hits the rails. He's off to bed. And then there were just 2 sharks left in the ocean. One of them is Abhishek Goindi, the coach, the live and online expert. He's been there, he's done that, he's seen it all. On the other side, we have Zarvan Tamboli, pure exploit personified. He's ready for anything. They already clashed earlier. They can read each other. It's going to be intense as these 2 fine players come to this epic showdown. It's time for Heads Up.
Singh Saab, Mom Set 5.
Here we go, the first heads-up battle of Season 2. This is my favorite format of poker. Mano a mano, nowhere to hide. You have to play most of your hands. These 2 are almost even stacked, evenly matched in terms of heads-up experience as well. It's going to be a fun one. Let's see what they have in store for us. Queen 3 suited to begin. It's the kind of hand you actually have to play heads-up, especially on the button. Sarvan agrees and opens it up.
And the opening few hands, always very important. What kind of tone's going to be set? That's completely up to you. There's nowhere else to go, no one else to play with.
King Jack off, by the way, could have considered a 3-bet. Goindi playing it snug. It's a very strong hand heads up. Now he ends up with just king high out of position. How's he going to navigate?
11.
No surprise there. Continuation bet from Zarvan. Again, heads up. You have to be so aggressive. Fight for every pot, especially with the blinds this high. And Goindi not in the mood to give up yet. In fact, he has check raised it.
Absolutely on point there. That hand heads up is great. He's got 2 overs, he's got some backdoors. He could just be good.
Good, he is, and I just don't.
मतलब obviously this board hits no range. A deuce or a 4 is also just meagly calling there. So मतलब Goindi is very experienced with King Jack.
We'll see how Zarvan can fight back here. Queen 3 suited, just too weak. Goindi is bluffing with the best hand, but it's going to work and get matters over with. 1-0 to Goindi in this heads-up battle thus far.
Went in with a very positive frame of mind. Went in with the mindset that I'm going to be aggressive from the word go, and that's exactly what I did. And I think I put everyone on the defense. So it kind of gave me more leverage. And I got chips early on. And you could see people were just like, hey, is he bluffing? Is he not bluffing? Is he playing well? Not playing well? Is he running good? Not running good? They were a little confused. And I thought I used that to my advantage very, very well.
Over 200k in Goendy's stack. Heads up, you want to have at least a 3-1 chip lead to be absolutely comfortable. When you're 2-1, a double up to your opponent means the stacks get reversed.
Vidar, there's a much faster way to win. You just have to have one chip more and win the hand and get it all in.
That is always the goal of Heads Up, of course. Maintain the chip lead. So you're one hand away from winning right now. Rags versus Rags, my kind of battle.
Rags versus Rags.
Heads Up, you'll see this often.
Oh, Goendy is running like God.
Pavan back in the players' lounge. Bit resentful of how Goendy is running, I will say. Goendy's been running well, but he's been playing even better.
And these are these fun classic heads-up hands when both have a piece of it. One just a little more than the other. You really got to figure out whether your opponent's just trying to bluff you or is he trying to take value from you. What is going on? It's so hard to fold a pair in heads-up.
I just don't see how Zarvan can get away from it at the moment, and the king doesn't help either.
Not at all.
Said Addy, you want to have one chip more. This is way more than one chip. This could be over in Zarvan's favor any moment.
Yeah, but Goendy won't be too concerned. He's got plenty of chips to play with. Lots of big blinds.
Yeah, 30 big blinds is a lot heads up. Now he has king jack off. Look how aggressive Zarvan is being though. 9-4 off. I know I mentioned you have to play almost every hand. 9-4 off is one of those you can fold actually, even on the button. Zarvan takes the aggressive option, raises it up. Goendy comes along. Board should certainly favor the pre-flop aggressor. We've seen this all before. Goendy with king jack out of position once again. Zarvan betting with air once again. Does Goendy check raise this time? Just decides to call. Is convinced he could have the best hand at the moment. And now the jack, top pair, second best kicker, very comfortable. He checks to the aggressor once again. And Zarvan with 9 high, one of the uglier holdings you can have on this board, is double barreling. And it's a big one, 20,000 half pot. Very easy hand for Goendy to just check call. You want to let your opponent keep bluffing if they're bluffing. The strength of his hand should be hidden as well. You'll have a lot of 6x's, 8x's that might get uncomfortable by the river. I doubt there's any river which would make him too uncomfortable, barring an ace though. Queen, close, close, but you can't just put your opponent on whatever card comes out if it's an overcard. And now Zarvan has to make the big decision. Does he check and let stacks get even, or does he go for it with a triple barrel?
I think I know what's going to happen, Vidar. He's counting out big chips there. Pot's 80k, what's it going to be? Half pot, pretty much. Tough spot for Goendy. The flush miss, 9-10 got there, but Goendy just snap calls. Hand too strong, and he's going to take down a nice big one. Gets back in the leader position.
चुल बहुत है मेरे में रुका नहीं जाता है
3 barrels and 200k in Goendy's stack. 2-1 chip lead once again for Abhishek Goendy. Now with pocket threes on the button. Blinds at 2,000, 4,000. And Abhishek Goendy goes for the limp on the button once again. Wants to navigate carefully. Zarvan has about 27 bigs. And you'll see the free flop. There's a 3 on the flop. A set for Goendy and a hidden one at that. Pocket 7s and pocket 10s would certainly raise pre-flop. Pocket 3s high and a dream. Needs one of the...
Goendy as well quickly calls. 10 he'd be...
We saw trap Gaurav with the nuts. These are the effective nuts heads up and Goendy has trapped. Look at the SPR. 2-1. Zarvan has jammed 2x overpot bluff with 8 high and Goendy snaps it off and takes it down.
And off to bed.
I came in with a new celebration. Night, night. Telling everyone it's good night, game over. Learned that from Steph Curry, who's one of my idols right now.
Shoot that three, and you go night, night.
Yeah, he was cruising all the way, and he was very focused, and he was playing well, dialed in, and like he says, I was dialed in.
When a good player is playing well and running well, it's almost unbeatable to beat. It's just like they're in a zone where it's like बाकी लोगों को देख लो, उनकी chips उठा लो, just leave him be.
Honestly, Goindi was playing really good poker today. Part of it is, of course, the fact that he was picking up hands, but there were plenty where he did not have a hand, and he was putting very good pressure. He's definitely chipped up early, so he was putting more pressure on the other players.
It was just going this day, man. The way he was running, so hot, so hot.
Pawan's bounty! Pawan's bounty!
If someone asked me what my preparation was for Circuit 2, it was my celebration. That's what I was manifesting. I loved it. Bounty tournaments are great. Something I enjoy playing. It's just so much fun. And it's put me in the driver's seat. So I'm very, very excited. And I thought I heard someone say favorite. Favorite? I guess. Favorite.
Well, how about that for a start to Season 2? What a game. Abhishek Goendy on top with 140 points. Newcomers Zarvan and Pratibha both opening their accounts, and Bubble Boy from last season, Pavan Bansal, taking third place. Very well done to those guys. Seems to be really, really tight out there though. No edges, no spots to be found. Super aggressive, super balanced. Everyone is locked in already.
This game may be habit-forming or financially risky. Play responsibly.
Time. Oof. So this was it from the circuit, guys. We watched 2 full episodes, one of which Azhar was there, and we really loved his win. Like, मतलब मजा आ गया एकदम देख के, क्या ही क्रेजी खेला इसने. एंड हमने भी ओके खेला ये टूर्नामेंट, नॉट बैड आई फील. So kudos to us also. So I'll just be wrapping up this tournament by after just IETM, which is pretty soon, in the next 5-10 minutes at best. I'll just call it a night. And because after ITM, the next paid position is at 93rd, which is a tough one. I will have to pull in some crazy flips to go to win that. But still, nevertheless, great effort by us. Hectic day. Woke up at 8 o'clock today. Slept for more or less 6 hours yesterday, and अभी भी काफ़ी कल सुबह ऑफिस है, and it's अभी बिल्कुल ही आंखें तारे दिख रहे हैं मेरे को अभी आंखों के सामने. So yeah, we'll just wait it out and ITM this shit and just go to a fruitful ninny. How is Miyagi doing in this tournament? क्योंकि मेरी टेबल चेंज हो गई थी ना. Let's look at Miyagi for a sec. एक second. Oh, Miyagi is still there, 147th position. काफ़ी पास हमारे, काफ़ी पास. Miyagi is also hanging. वो हमारी टेबल फिर से चेंज हो गई है. हम कॉन्स्टेंटिन की टेबल पे आ गए हैं जो स्टार्टिंग में था हमारे साथ. Oh, we have just one person left. And we are ITM. And we are ITM, guys. Congrats to Azhar as well as us for such a good day, a tournament. And I'm really proud that those गांड फाड़ रहे हैं काफ़ी काफ़ी अपनी फील्ड्स में. एंड आगे आगे के एपिसोड्स भी आने वाले हैं. विल प्रॉब्ली टेक आउट टाइम टू सी वॉच अलॉन्ग्स एंड डू दीज वॉच अलॉन्ग्स बिकॉज मज़ा आ रहा है मुझे भी बहुत स्ट्रीम पे देखने में ये सब. एंड बाद में अपने रिएक्शंस कभी लाइक इफ़ टाइम परमिट्स मैं पूछूंगा उससे. बट अगर अज़हर को आना होगा स्ट्रीम पे तो कैन प्रॉब्ली ट्राई दैट एज वेल. एंड टिल देन आई थिंक सी यू. बाय बाय. शब्बा खैर. गुड नाइट. मिलते हैं अगले ही वॉच अलॉन्ग में. एंड आई होप यू गाइस स्लीप वेल. गुड नाइट.